thing. I tried to set up going live on TikTok as well. So like YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. And ideally we could also squeeze Kick in there, but Kick's being weird right now. Um, but man, if I could stream on all four platforms, that would be so cool. But man, that'd be so hard to keep up with chat. All right, getting my YouTube chat pulled up really quick, and then I'll kind of like shift over to where I'm on screen. And then we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and post in the Discord as well before we forget. Bang. Okay. All right, we are live. So, we have some power to get, some pretty honestly attainable power. We also have M0s that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to go ahead and I guess start a queue for one. So I can start a group for a Mythic Zero. And we'll just kind of go through them. Let's do Magisters since I know all those mechanics very well. Let's do, I guess, competitive. It doesn't really matter, but all right, we'll sit in a queue here. Oh no, it says, dang, hold on. It's swapped to Mythic, which is cringe. Okay, there we go. Yo, what's up, Vicar? Good to see you. How are you doing? I'm a simple man. I see Elven Ninja notification. I click. There you go, nerdies. Welcome in. How are y'all doing? How's y'all's week been? How's week one of grinding been? I made some gains, finished the campaign finally. It was fun. I liked it a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it was very anticlimactic. Like, I kind of zoned out during the final video, like the final cutscene, and it like took 2 seconds. I was only zoned out for like 5 seconds, and I missed the whole thing. So I kind of need to go back and like rewatch that because I feel like I don't really know what happened at the end. But other than that, it was really cool. And I really, honestly, I've just been grinding gear from like World Quest, grinding like my Paladin alt, but also just working on videos in the downtime. So we're gonna do some World Quests. Like I'm hunting specific pieces, so I've gotten like the hands. I've gotten a couple like random little pieces, but I've gotten some adventure pieces like a necklace. I am just going to accept these people. I don't mind. But really, we just need to do our M0s. I haven't done a single one yet. Doing the M0s will give us a very nice boost, and then we can fill in the gaps in the meantime with all of the world quest items because they actually are a very good loot. Like this ring will be a nice secondary ring to get rid of that 207 one. Just different things like that. I think there's like 2 more quests on the map that I can do between dungeons that that'll be very nice. Like that'll give us some nice upgrades. But to be fair, like from doing the quest line, like you get good enough gear, right? Really the only reason why I'm like set behind a bunch of people now is that I just haven't done any M0s yet. So we're gonna knock those out today, get some nice gear. Hopefully we win the rolls, you know. Or I guess like the RNG. Because man, it'd be so nice to get some gear. I feel like every season, when it's like M0 time, like before the season actually starts, I never get loot. Like I have the worst luck when it comes to these M0s. So hopefully midnight, with how good it's gone so far, hopefully we can break that streak. Because I swear, I feel like I've only ever gotten like 3 pieces from an M0. It's bad. Like my M0 luck is laughably, like comically bad. But yeah, like I said, today that changes. We are gonna slam them, get a ton of loot. I'm gonna win all the die rolls if there's any rolls on things that people don't need. And yeah, we're just gonna get a ton of gear. We might have some guildies join me eventually. Okay, nice. We have 2 220 rings. Very nice. Although that ring's really cool. It's okay. Hopefully they aren't. Yeah, nice. So 213. There's also, I guess while we wait on a tank, there's another map one that's nearby. I can at least be heading there. Where was it? It was in Zulaman. These legs. Okay. Which I'm happy that this legs one spawned because last night there was a leg world quest, or one that drops legs. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the store. When I get back, I'll do that because it ends in 7 hours. And then lo and behold, I got back from the store, totally forgot about the world quest and missed it. Like fell asleep, woke up this morning, I was like, crap, you know, like eyes wide open right once I wake up. But yeah, honestly, guys, I'm having a ton of fun. Like I feel like I've never been this engaged in like a storyline. So the story was just like really chill, really nice, really like interesting enough. The cutscenes were very pretty, obviously. They always are, though. This first week has been like a very smooth week. I feel like I haven't lagged out. I haven't lagged out a single time. Granted, there have been a few times where I fly into Stormwind and like some things don't load in, but I feel like that's just a my PC thing. You know what I mean? So I feel like this has been a very smooth release. Very smooth release. Honestly, I kind of feel bad for a lot of the people who like early on in Midnight's beta and like the announcements and everything, all those people that were like, I've made my decision, I'm not playing Midnight. Like, I get it, like, things were looking kind of shaky there, pretty dire there, but like we had so much time between then and now that like honestly, it's a great expansion so far. We're only like literally half a week in, but so far this half a week has very much impressed. Okay, what do we need to do? We need to get heart wisps. These plants. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of fighting. Dang. No way, it interrupted me like last second. Let's go and pull a bunch of these things that are gonna stop me from grabbing some plants. We'll kind of mess around with some builds today. If these M0s don't prove to be like too difficult, we can pull out the Crackling Jade Lightning build. I'm gonna try to do like a little rushing wind kick nonsense. Basically the same build I've been running, which is just like the standard Mistweaver build, except instead of running the good talent, Jadefire Stomp, or Jadefire Teachings, I'm running the also good but not good for the build talent rushing wind kick. So I'm just gonna be trying to do as much damage in these M0s, but it might come back to bite us if the damage is too much. Okay. Also, one thing that I need to do is I need to take note of, now that this season's just starting, I've always wanted to do this, but I've never done it. Take note of how much gold I have at the start of the season. And then that way at the end of the season I can like look back and be like, oh, I got this much gold, blah, 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 Let's take the monk, just in case they get gear that they don't need. Just try to like do like a soft leather stack. Now we don't have a lust. That is a-okay. But I want to take note of how much gold I have at the start of the season, and I also want to get that add-on that shows me like game time played on each spec, and I want to check that out now that we're at the start of the season. Like, I want to see how much time I've spent on each spec at the start of the season, and then check that back later in the season. Just see like how much progress I make, throughout. Okay, hey, we also got access to this quest. So I'll have to do that after this dungeon. But here I queued up for a Magister's. Let's go ahead and fly there. That's like over here, right? I think it's over here. March. Magister's. Man, it's all the way in the corner. Okay. Got a long flight, but that's okay. But yeah, I got some fun grinding to do today. Let's make sure the post went in the Discord. Yes, it did. Oh, God, Nick. Nick with the daddy react. Oh, my gosh. Oh, man. So one thing that a lot of other streamers do that I feel like just keeps people generally more engaged. Oh, the tank left. Interesting. But one thing that keeps the general average viewer more entertained is just like having music playing. I know a lot of streamers do that, but this Warlock said busy making content. But one of the reasons why I don't do that, why I don't play music, which I do in my own ear, but I don't do it for you guys, is one, because you have to like separate the audio track for YouTube and Twitch, and that just, it's kind of messy. That way like YouTube can't, Twitch can't DMCA you and stuff. But two, that way you guys, like, you always have the option to listen to music that you want to listen to. And I know that like a lot of streamers like playing music, just, almost for the simple reason of like, it kind of shows you guys what kind of music I like, and I feel like that's like a cool way to kind of engage with each other, is like, oh, you like this song, I love this song, or this band, I didn't know you listen to them, So we do kind of miss out on that, um, but yeah, okay, hold on. Let me make sure I have dungeon difficulty mythic. I do. Okay, so first M0. Do we? I'm gonna. Our build is already so jank. I'm gonna swap off. No, screw it. We're going rushing wind kick. We're just gonna mess around with it. All right, it's go time. I just used Tiger's Lust, which is actually kind of good to have on this first pool, but. All right, I've heard some things about how difficult these M0s are. Those bolts did not do any damage. I also stunned a little late. My input is a little delayed. Alright, I painted the floor pretty ugly. Ugly? Is that a word? I don't know, but I am going to cocoon the tank. Now, the build that I have right now is still my leveling build, so some of the talents are janky. So my healing is going to be spinning crane kicking, but my single target rotation isn't going to be doing a lot of healing because I don't have Jadefire teachings. So it's a little weird. Our healing's going to be basically just spot healing and rushing wind kick. But it's funny, I didn't know this warlock would know me. That's funny. But they recognize me. Okay, we're doing everything very slowly, which there is nothing against this. Week 1 of a season. I also need to update my details, or my meters, I guess, my damage meters, because I want to show my healing and my damage. But that's pretty important. So let's see if we can go ahead and do that between pools here. Let's do HPS, current segment, there we go. I'll make them look pretty in a bit, but for now that'll do. Yeah, this tank is not taking any risks. He's treating it like it's a hard mode dungeon, which is kind of funny. It's not that deep. This is not that difficult. Like, we're not taking insane amounts of damage. Alright, let's move in there. I guess we could have hugged the left side because we don't need the codexes. Oh, the druid almost got hit. Just gonna go and early stun these things so the tank can get aggro. Let's go and get hots applied before we pull the Pyromancer. I'm gonna save my Thunder Focus. Okay, tank is just pulling the codexes. Dude, this tank is going very, very slowly. Very chill, very chill. But you have to remember, like, especially in week 1 of a season, there are so many people that play this game, and every single person has a different objective when playing this game. So, 1, let everyone take it at their own pace, but 2, especially let the tank take it at his own pace, because, you know, they don't have to be here tanking the key, or the dungeon. Alright, so that was one of the hardest things to heal in the entire dungeon, and that was super breezy. So, oh, we don't have to pull all that. Okay, this guy's doing M+ pulls. Well, not M+ pulls, he's pulling for count, which is interesting. Hey, evasively! Oh my gosh, 22 months is ridiculous. 2 years is coming up evasively. That is unreal. 2-year anniversary coming up quick. I know, right? That's insanity. Like, I still remember evasively. Like, I remember you were one of the ones chatting and oh, we don't have to pull all that. You were like one of the ones I did not mean to pull. I am so sorry, tank. I promise that hopefully that will be the only time that happens. I am not trying to be like that. I'm trying to let this guy go to his own pace. I just misplaced my feet. But like I still remember like the first time that I was streaming the All Healers series. Like you were in the chat. Like you legit are one of the OGs in the chat. So I appreciate all the support over the years. Over the years, multiple, which is crazy. But yeah, dude, I appreciate you so much. Also, how's Midnight treating you so far? You still enjoying it? Or wait, you weren't one of the ones that said that you aren't playing it, right? Or were you? I feel like no. I feel like no. I feel like you are playing it. But Vicar, Nerdies, Evasively, I appreciate you all for hanging out today. Got some M0s, and we're going at a Mach 0 pace for sure. Okay, now we're talking. This pool's going to be pretty juicy. Not really, because I can just spin it away, dodge the flame strike, and we're fine. The vibes here have always been impeccable. And yeah, I'm playing. I skipped Windwalker. And yeah, I'm playing. I skipped Windwalker. So like you swapped Windwalker? Is that what you said? Or I'm confused. Oh, War Within. I'm an idiot. Ah, okay. Oh my gosh. Interesting. Okay. But hey, I'm glad you're back. I am glad you're back. Yeah, here I think one of the things is like I'm not gonna sit here and like be wacky and crazy on stream trying to cater to like, you know, a bigger audience and stuff. But I will always just be myself and just I treat it as like we're just hanging out playing the game, you know. Until we get to Mythic Plus and like we get to Serious Keys, then I'm like, okay, let's lock in, you know. But I am always here for the vibes, answering questions, just I don't know. I feel like that's just the most fun way to stream and stuff. Only 16 months from 2-year anniversary, Mistweaver Daddy in Limbo. I appreciate it. Also, picking me as your Prime sub is amazing in Limbo. I appreciate you so much. Those Bezos bucks, they mean a lot to me. A lot more than they do to Bezos himself. But yeah, only 16 months. We'll get there eventually. We will get there soon. In Limbo, I appreciate you so much. I'm having a blast, enjoying Holy Paladin a lot. Feels like a mix of Holy Priest and Mistweaver Monk. Interesting. See, I would have agreed with, like, I would have thought that exact mix last season. But this season, I think it's less of a mix of that. But I don't know, man. I feel like all the healers are just, like, kind of blending in now, to be honest. Are the dungeons this season pretty easy? It depends, Rosa. So, I've heard that they're very hard, but to be fair, the ones that I've heard that are, like, hard are not this one. I've heard that this one is like, you know, kind of okay. Oh, I think you mean like are the Mythic Plus dungeons gonna be easy? I mean, honestly, yeah, I don't really know. I can't really think off the top of my head of a dungeon that's gonna be like the Priory of this season. But if you are talking about specifically in Zeros, which is what we're working on today and this week, some of them are hard. Like I've heard a lot of complaints about Murder Row being kind of overtuned. A lot of people have been asking me, like, hey, how do you heal this dungeon? Like, this dungeon's crazy. But Magisters is a pretty good rate. Like, I feel like it's a tough dungeon, but it's not, like, crazy hard. It'll just take some learning and stuff. Let's go ahead and Tiger's Lust away. But honestly, this dungeon pool's really fun. So I'm very, very excited for the season of Mythic Plus. Some of the dungeons were kind of annoying. Dang, we didn't get a piece of loot. Do you get loot? Ah, you do. Okay, so the Boomkin got cuffs. Got cuffs. I'm sure they need them, but we'll just inspect. Rispies? Oh, I think that's what he just put on. Okay. Yeah, because he only gets them from this dungeon. So yeah, it would make sense. Yeah, I mean, like, there are some difficult dungeons. There are some, like, harder pools than the rest, you know? Like, it's just a nice, well-rounded dungeon pool. I feel like there's no super easy dungeon. I guess, like, you could argue, like, Algathar, I guess. But even then, like, no, you're kind of limited on how far you can push it. But there's no, like, super broken, like, this one's so hard. Like, I never want to do this dungeon. Like, there has been the past few seasons, you know what I mean? How dare you stream while I'm out on my bike, Zark? And hey, honestly, big props to you for being out on your bike. As you know, I've been working out here lately too, so did some walking the other day. I probably will load up the walker again today. I haven't tested it since I haven't used it. I didn't use it yesterday, but I haven't tested it since we overheated it on what was it, Wednesday? But hey, to overheat a freaking walking treadmill, dude, that's a feat. That's like on my top 5 accomplishments of working out. That's not true. Actually, I used to be like really, really fit, so I'm not. But in recent memory, that's like top one thing. Like I can't think of any other thing that I've done that's more impressive than overheating a treadmill by walking for too long at a time. Like that's just unheard of for me. So big feat. But hey, honestly, yeah. Okay, falling. Okay, brother rare. Okay, okay. Crazy, crazy. I can't believe it. Oh my god, brother bear, like making your intro into this into chat with reminding me of the fall. Yeah, we did fall on Wednesday. We might fall again today. I have not taken any precautions to avoid that same exact fall from happening again. So, it probably will happen again. Yeah, Rosa, I think this dungeon pulls. I don't think it's like on the upper end of like hard of what we've seen in terms of dungeon pulls. I don't think it's on the lower end of easy. I think it's just a nice, solid dungeon pool. You know, I definitely would say like what were like some of the harder dungeon pools I've played is oh man, y'all help me with this one, but what was that one season? I think it was like a season 4 because these dungeons weren't real. Like these dungeons weren't like part of like Dragonflight or whatever it was. But it was the season where we went back and did like Grimrail Depot. I think that's the one where you're on a train. That dungeon pool was difficult, man. That dungeon was really difficult. And then like an easy one, I would say, where it was like, I mean, last season half of them were super easy, half of them weren't. What's like an easy dungeon pool season? I'll go first. Get in there, Paladin. Get in there, Paladin, please. Okay, I just popped the defensive. I probably, since I popped the defensive and I used Conduit, that's a lot of defensiveness. Probably should have just kept my dot, just to let the Druid cleanse. Just because I was so beefy. Nice. As long as our tank doesn't get silenced, I think we're fine. Oh, hey, Nyceria, you win, okay? Was it season 1 of Dragonflight? Or, yeah, season 1 of Dragonflight. That was the brutal one. Azure Vaults was tough. Like, Ruby Life Pools was ridiculous. Oh, don't cleanse yet? Okay, we're fine. Yeah, that dungeon pool was brutal. It was like the least fun I've had. Wasn't that also the one with the 2 like chromey ones? Or am I I'm mixing up season. I kind of want to look up a list of like all the Dragonflight seasons just to see. I'm going to start off in it just to claim the first drop. Yeah, I really wish I wasn't playing Rushing Wind Kick. I really wish I was playing a normal Mythic Plus build here. I'm going to touch a death to this guy, just get him over with. I thought if I got the final blow, I'd get a piece of loot. So far, no loot. No loot. We got a cloth wrist. Cloth wrist. This is my first time playing. Oh, first time playing Holy Paladin. Very nice. I just like the option to melee and instant cast spot heals. I definitely think, evasively, you chose the perfect time to give it a shot. Like, I don't think I've ever seen this cutscene, have I? Have I always just skipped it, or does... It's not that deep. But yeah, also, like, with a lot of their casts being... You being able to instant cast them, like, Holy Light you can instant cast during your wings if you talent into... What is it? Hand of Divinity or something? Flash of Light, you're almost always, like... Well, not almost always, but you're instant casting a lot because of your Infusion of Light. Like, yeah, it's such a great iteration of Holy Paladin to be introduced to Holy Paladin to, you know? I feel like an Avenging Crusader build would arguably be the best way to be introduced to Holy Paladin, just because it would be, you know, since it's all smart heals, you know? But that wouldn't really give you the true aspect of Holy Paladin, it being that, like, shock healer. So yeah, you chose a great time to start it. Okay, let's see. Chromie stuff was Dawn of the Infinite, Dragonflight Season 3. That sounds right, because that's when I did I did the all healers challenge that season, and I specifically remember like I had to redo the priest key. It was like the final key I needed for the final healer. My disc priest needed Dawn of the Infinite, the one where you had to like run through that little maze, you know. And like I think that's the one where you also fight Chromie and stuff. And it just we kept getting pugs that was they would not let us time the key. So I think you're right. Yeah, I want to look up like all the season 1 of Dragonflight was Brackenhide too. It was Brackenhide, Ruby Life Pools, Azure Vaults, Halls of Infusion, right? That was Dragonflight season 1. That dungeon was fantastic. It was difficult, but it was fantastic. But if we're talking about like in terms of which season is like a hard dungeon pool season, I definitely would put Halls of Infusion up there. Alright, we are slamming this. This is... Honestly, we could have pulled like twice as big this dungeon. 3 times as big and been fine. That's okay. I do feel like our tank has been like dying a bit. I haven't seen him press Consecration. I wonder if that's kind of what's leading to him feeling so squishy. Okay, that I think is a Consecration. Or no, that's the Boomkin beam. Huh. Alright. We got Gemonculus time. Yeah, I definitely think this dungeon pool has, like, the harder dungeons. Now, I will say there are some dungeons that are going to be, like, very difficult to pug if you don't, like, know the mechanics very well. Like, the final boss of this dungeon can be tricky with pugs. The, second to last boss of Myasar's Cavern can be pretty difficult. Oh, man, that, Paladin just, like, Word of Glory me to get the heal absorb off. That was nice. But the final boss of this dungeon, the second to last boss of Myasar's Cavern, those are going to be, like, harder to pug. You're going to have to, like, communicate or just really know the mechanics to do those very easily. Let's see, like, Pit of Saran. Okay, Pit of Saran has probably the hardest boss to heal at higher keys of the season, so that one you can't really count out. It has, like, the rot fight this tier, you know? Where you're just constantly healing, like, slamming heals, trying to just maximize your HPS at all times, so... Needs to be mentioned. What other dungeons are there? The sad thing is, like, I don't know any of these M0 dungeons. The ones that aren't in Mythic Plus next season, or this season, I don't know their mechanics, so it's going to be kind of weird going and doing, like, the other dungeons. Oh, Nexus Point Xenos. That dungeon's pretty easy. I would say it has some hard trash pools. Yeah, I think overall the season's not that bad. Yo, Tuzulan! What is good, Tuzulan? How are you doing? How's Midnight treating you? What spec are you playing? And are you enjoying it so far, if you're playing Midnight? Tuzulan. Hello, LB. Are you posting a raid Mistweaver Guide this season? Yes, yes. Eventually, we'll get around to it. I will be posting one, though. Just re-rolled and don't have a plan. No, I feel you there. It's definitely on its way. We have a long list of things that I'm making. And, just trying to find, like, the right order to make them in. You know what I mean? I don't want to drop the raid guide too early, because if I drop it when no one's looking for a raid guide, then the algorithm will just kind of nuke that video. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, just trying to be, like, smart with it. I just sat in a puddle, I think. Just wasn't paying attention. I got destroyed. Mistweaver's still doing solid damage in M0. Yeah, I mean, I am playing, like, a damage build, so... I don't know how much you can like actually say the damage is, but I will say like yeah, we do fine damage for sure. Do we have trash here? Oh, maybe we didn't clear the whole room, I'm guessing? I don't know, but either way, boss is dead, so we take that. Come on, Jamonculus. Come on, Jamonculus. No, I saw someone else got a ring. Dang, someone got gloves and someone got a ring. Where's the luck for me? Come on. I need streamer luck. I went live, so I get streamer luck. Come on, Blizzard. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to take this build into Murder Row. Also, I don't know if I should take this build into the other dungeon. I don't know the mechanics of these other dungeons, you know. Streamer luck where? That's what I'm saying. I haven't gotten a single piece of loot. This is our first M0, but I called it. I said I never have good loot with M0 week. I like literally, I think I've only gotten 1 or 2 pieces ever during M0 week. And like that's doing like a whole world tour and stuff. Like it's, my M0 luck is so bad. Like atrocious. Alright. Next week will still be, yeah, no, we still have 1 more week of this. But honestly, I don't know if I hate it or not. I mean, I do like, I kind of wish that they dropped Midnight a week before so that we were getting, so that like everything was pushed up a week, you know? That would be just a lot better because I do feel like we've spent so much time on beta. Like the beta just lasted forever. So it would have been nice to kind of like get in here a week earlier and then them do the 2-week M0 and stuff. But I don't think the reason why I am kind of annoyed that next week is M0, I don't think it's because it's the second week of M0. I think it's just because we've been waiting for the like season to begin for so long, you know what I mean? There's nothing in the non-seasonal ones you can't figure out on the fly. Okay, that's what I like to hear. Yeah, because usually I will say I am like okay at that, like kind of like seeing a mechanic and just knowing how to react to it. Like for the most part, they kind of make all like swirlies look alike, and they make soaks look soakable. You know, like they do a good job of kind of just like showing you what to do. And obviously, like frontals, generally you don't stand in them until you see your whole party move into it. Then you stand in it, like that kind of thing. And they are pretty good about naming like scary casts. Things like Terror Wave, you know? Like, you can tell that Terror Wave is trying to fear you. And, like, most bolts have bolt in the name. So, like, yeah, I feel like most mechanics are pretty simplified nowadays. Uh-oh. Yeah, that heal absorb lining up with the AoE I feel like that's going to be pretty tricky in Mythic Plus dungeons. But I really liked Tranquil Tea for this pool. Like, being able to snipe, like, back-to-back big Shayloons. Like, you can rip one on a giant Shayloons on the person that has the heal absorb, but then you can rip a second follow-up one during the pulsing damage. Like, it's just so nice, you know? I just don't like that I have nothing to do. What's your item level, Tuzalon? Are you already maxed? Like, do you have the trinket done? Have you done all your M0? I'm sure you've done all your M0s and stuff. I guess I could do like a ready check. /RC. I feel like that's like a good way to kind of be like, hey, does everyone know what to do? Just make sure you catch the soak in your quadrant. That's kind of all we really need them to do. I am going to get with the Boomkin because they said they don't really know what to do. Also, the 2 Paladins are in the same one. Uh-oh. Definitely don't want to waste revival here, just because they got clipped by the beam. I definitely liked this boss before they changed it. No, tank and soak. Nice. Trying to dispel him when he runs out. Nice. Druid got the soak. Nice. Waiting for him to get clear and then dispelling. Okay, here I'm gonna conduit. Really just focus on keeping people alive. Like, I don't really care about my damage on these bosses. GG. Was that 0 deaths? Very nice. Oh, it's all purple. I thought we got a piece of gear. No. Dang. I'm immune to gear. GG. I'm doing more if you guys... I'm not going to say that. We can just form another group. It's not that deep. Dang. Okay, 1 down, 0 pieces of loot. Let's see. Since pre-patch happened, we had nothing to do, and letting us wait 3 weeks for the season to start is just insane. That's just my opinion. I mean, I don't like fully disagree. I feel like it's like, yeah, it feels punishing to players that are like really hardcore and able to just like blast week 1 and stuff, but really it's intended for the other half of people where, like, if you like work. If you're an accountant and this is your busy season and like you can't really play but like a few hours on the weekends, like you don't want to fall so far behind where the whole season's dead for you. You know what I mean? Because you just can't find a guild and then you can't like do Mythic Zero week 1 or 2. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like just, you would rather us have more time than less time, I think, on average. Although like you and I would probably like it to just be a blitz, but I have enjoyed taking it like I've enjoyed like whenever I'm like, okay, I've grinded enough of the campaign on the monk, I kind of want to hop on an alt and just level a few levels, you know? Or not a few, I only have like one alt that has a few levels, but just like grind a couple bits of XP, you know? Okay, so we've done Magisters. Let's do Mysara. We're gonna do, I guess we'll work down and then wrap around and go back down. So we're 1 down, 0 pieces of loot. I told you guys. I am cursed. I am cursed. Maybe we like keep a tracker. We can keep a tracker on screen. Which healer is losing in midnight? That's from a long time ago. That's from like when they first started dropping midnight stuff. Okay. 1M0 down. 0 pieces of loot. I feel like that's kind of funny just to show people. Like, if you just joined in, be like, I wonder how this grind's going. Not well. It's not going well. I mean, honestly, the rates are to where you do a dungeon with 5 people, 1 person's not going to get loot on, you know, on average, so it's not like these are crazy rates. I called it. Like, I just have bad luck when it comes to this. Okay, we're queued up for a Myasar, not heroic. We need to restart that. Uh-oh. Game breaking? Okay, nice. M0, competitive. Alright. Sure, I could do reputation stuff, but I hate reputation grinding. I've never like actually grinded a reputation. The closest I've gotten was that Dragonflight season where you could grind that one, those like that big world quest thing and get that ring. I got that, but I got it like a week late. Like I couldn't do the rep grind like all in one. And then when's another time I purposefully grinded rep? Last season to get this thing, which I only used for like a month. So rep grinding is just like you have to die hard it, and I can't. I can't. Just get a druid, a feral druid. Hey, we can make a feral friend. All right, now we wait on a tank. Let's see. I need to. So we're going to Myasar Caverns. I honestly don't know where that is. Probably up here, right? Yeah, someone cute. It's probably a tank. Ah, a tank. First time. I don't think Oh, that's a guild member. Wait, is this Nick? Who is this? It is Nick. Okay. I was like, wait, I kind of recognize that name. Wait, so this is Nick in chat, right? Because if you're in chat, I could always explain things if you need me to. This dungeon is kind of easy until you get to one boss that kind of requires you to coordinate a little bit, but honestly, I could just power heal us through it, to be honest. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Huh. Did not think it was that close. Okay, Nick, never mind. I take it back. Offer invalid. Try again next time. Dungeon easy. Just pull stuff in front of you. Also, before the first boss, we have to like free a couple prisoners and stuff. So, there's that. But other than that, dungeon easy. Mechanics easy. Oh, I have a quest I could turn in. Does that give me loot? Or is it just, should I have done this earlier? Oh gosh, Silver Moon's so laggy. Goodness.
I answer to the light. Pleasantries can wait.
Okay, so this gives us reputation. Oh, for everything. No, we have to choose. Okay. I think I want to go with the Singularity short term. Because there's, you can get this really good, like, 240 item level trinket by having level 7 renown, I think, with the Singularity. Other than that, I don't really know which one I go long term. Like, which one I want. Like, I want to get to 7 quickly here. But then I want to stop working on this one as much and, like, work on whichever one can give me more power down the road. But for now, we're going to go Singularity. Who knows if it's a mistake or not, but I'm pretty sure, like, that's my next goal, is to try to rep grind a little bit to at least get to 7 with Singularity. Also, Singularity is that, like, Void Zone up there. Void Storm, which is actually not that bad to grind, so. I also haven't done any of the, like, normal quests up there. Just done the like, weekly thing, the weekly thing and something else. Just barely done it. Thoughts on the caster build with Rushing Windkick? So I think it's good. I feel like it kind of, to me, when I played it a lot on the beta, I kept encountering the same issue that I did with the other build, the other caster build, the lightning build, where both builds are fun. Like, they can handle a lot of the pools, but when you reach a pool that your maintenance throughput kind of falls behind on, and it's an extended pool, you have to really start investing a lot of mana to catch up with your spot heals. So, like, the Rushing Windkick build was fine, but, like, your maintenance throughput is, like, your hots and the little bit of Ancient Teachings healing that your Rushing Windkick does, and the proc from Rushing Windkick, right? And that's, like, good. It does, like, fine healing, right? But, yeah, eventually you'll kind of, like, the damage will outpace it, and it falls behind a bit. Also, Trev G with the sub. I didn't even see that, Trev G. I appreciate you so much. Dang. 2-month streak. I appreciate you, Trev G. Trev, it feels like you've been here a lot longer, so very much appreciate you. Your presence is very felt, so. Voidstorm questing is chill AF. Yeah, I mean, the questing wasn't bad. I'm just like, or I'm sorry, the, like, storyline there wasn't bad, but Now to get some rep, we're gonna have to go back and just do random quests there and stuff, right? Kill elites. But like this build, I think, does have very good potential. I feel like there might be, it could be the case that we might see like a split. Like we might see some players playing this build in the top end, some players playing the normal build in the top end. But I really think that you might see players play this build in some dungeons that they can get away with it in. And then in other dungeons where they just need more like steady throughput or like more powerful throughput outside of like cooldowns and with like good mana sustain, they'll pivot to the other build. You know what I mean? So it could be like a dungeon split thing, because I think on the beta, if I remember correctly, when looking at logs, you can kind of see a split like that, where some dungeons, a lot of the top logs were the Rushing Windkick build. And then some dungeons, a lot of the top logs were not the Rushing Windkick build, you know? So I think time will tell how much this build can hang, you know? But yeah, I think it's... There's nothing wrong with it other than, like, your maintenance throughput is a little lower than the other build. You could also kind of do something that I'm doing right now where, like, you just play Wave the Crane with it, so that way in these, like, giant AoE packs, you can just spin. Just spin and Rushing Windkick, you know? I mean, who knows? I feel like that build is still kind of in its early days. Definitely should be running an actual build, though, not my leveling build. Oh! Surprise, Swirly. Is there a world in which you play Yulon? I'm pretty sure some of the Rushing Windkick builds played Yulon, right? Pretty sure some of them did. And not Shiji. I could be wrong, though. But I'm pretty sure a lot of them played it. Huh, there's the trap. I bet Nick... Did Nick throw that? That looks like a Nick trap. I'm just gonna spin and drink. That Rending Gore does not do a lot of damage up front. But it does last a long time. Alright, Nick. We can go in this little hut and get some of them. If you want to. There are some over here, too, yeah. This mask is kind of tricky, though. Yeah, if you're wondering what build I'm playing, still playing my like leveling build, just trying to do damage and honestly mess about.
What does my eagle spy with a shiny
Wasn't letting me loot.
a trespasser, an interloper?
Trev, a 10 stream streak, Trev. Oh my goodness. Can't believe you put up with me 10 days in a row. Not 10 days in a row, but 10 streams in a row. I appreciate you, Trev. Agreed, to be fair. I tried half of the dungeons as caster, Yulon included. I'm going to try the rest as Fist. Uh-oh. Well, that's probably it for me. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, at some point or the other, played every dungeon with all three of the big builds. And as much as you guys know, like, if you've watched my channel for a long time, I love the off-meta. Like, I love trying to just force, like, a stupid caster build. Like, I love that. That is, like, the most fun thing to me. But that being said, I honestly think that the normal Fistweaving build does enough casting to where it kind of scratches that itch. And I'm honestly just having a lot of fun with the, like, traditional Mistweaver build. So, like, no matter how much fun I'd have, like, messing around with, like, the caster builds and stuff, I just, like, it doesn't, I don't know, it just wasn't really capturing me as much as it has in the past, you know. Also, I think the War Within's iteration of alright, Demon Hunter. It's not a soak mechanic. But I think the War Within's iteration of Jade Empowerment kind of just like ruined it for me. Like, okay, so Nick, if the bird is gonna charge at you, I don't know if it can charge tanks, but if it's gonna charge at you, you just stand in a ice trap and get turned into an ice block. Other than that, you just one of the bosses is gonna jump away, you just take the other one to it. And I feel like that's kind of all the tanking. There is a frontal, but it goes on a random player. Yeah, just watch out for the ice traps. You use those to immune mechanics. He also does like the bird does an AoE around itself that you just have to walk out of. Alright, first time pressing Chiji with this weird build. Watch out for those traps. It's on me. I could cocoon myself. Alright, Demon Hunter. Well, that's very awkward. Can we live this? Demon Hunter had like hunt. Or no, Demon Hunter's literally fly, okay. So that's crazy. That knocks you up twice. Can always revival this, but I'm not going to if I don't need to. Oh, also kill them at the same time. Yeah, if you get stuck in that swirly, that giant AoE around the boss, you can always get a frost trap. Okay, this guy is just going on a world tour of frost traps. Hopefully he leaves us some. See, this is what this is intended for. Boom. Okay, yeah, there was no way we were no way we were keeping the squad up through that. I'm just gonna revival this one. Let's help out Nick. So the reason why you want to kill these at the same time is if you kill the bird first, think of this boss as a hunter. If you kill the bird first, the hunter will try to revive its pet, right? So you want to kill them at the same time, because then if you kill the person first, the hunter, he empowers himself. Whoa! We got a waste! We got a waste! Bang! First piece of loot. Alright, we need to update that. Well, we'll update it after this key. We've got our first piece. It's huge! The Falconer's Conch. Oh, cinch. Oops. Lighter than air, gonna be nice for those knockups. Yeah, true. The thing is it's only a knockup really if you get hit by the dash, which you shouldn't be hit by the dash. It was just because the Demon Hunter didn't. The Demon Hunter did not stand in a trap when he got targeted, and we were all basically stacked on the Demon Hunter. These first few pulls of this little wing can be kind of tricky, but. Also, we got to keep Nick alive. I just used my Dispel. I'm just going to Soothing Mist Nick. Just have that hot pouring into him. Yeah, I definitely want to. I want to fix my build after this. We're still running with our leveling build, and it just feels wonky. When I actually have to do healing and I can't just sit here and spin all day, yeah, this build's kind of cooked. Don't you want to wait and hope you get a weapon to upgrade that? Don't you want to wait and hope you get a weapon to upgrade that? I don't know. Basically, I don't know what you're fully asking, but what my plan is, I'm not going to use any crests this week. I'm not going to craft. I'm not going to do basically anything this week. You're free. Run. Yeah, I'm not going to upgrade the waste. I'm just going to basically all these pieces are going to be replaced in 2 weeks anyways. So my plan is just hoard crests. I might jam some crests like week 1 or 2 of the season, like the Mythic Plus season, just so I can get invited into higher keys, do some higher keys as well. You can swap forms out of that. Yeah, there we go. He bear formed. Welcome back, Feral Druid.
How many of my people have died here?
Let's see. True, but shouldn't happens a lot in my runs. True. I don't know how important weapons are for healers. They're your most important piece because that's where you get the most. You get the most main stat from a piece of gear from your weapon. So yeah, ideally, week 1 of Mythic Plus, you get a weapon like a 2-hand from the vault. That's how you get your most. Right, that's like the best case scenario. Week 1 of Vault, get a weapon. And then that's when, after that first week, is when I intend to craft. And you hope that you got a weapon from the Vault week 1. That's a super high roll. And then you craft another piece. So it's kind of lucky that I got one this week. Ooh, very nice. It is good that you got one this week. I probably wouldn't upgrade it because that's probably what you're going to craft. You're either going to still craft just a max level weapon, or what am I, a seal? Oh my goodness, what am I saying? Or you're going to get one from the vault. I don't think getting a weapon from the M0s, yeah, it's fantastic for this week and next week, but I don't think that that should change your decision on crafting. I still think that that is just such a gain. We've got to watch out for the shield break. Okay, we're fine. I really like that crests are only relevant for their respective tiers now, so using champion level crest shouldn't affect your hero track upgrading. Yeah, I feel like the whole crest overhaul thing has been very good. Same with like I think it just makes sense, the whole like spark design overhaul thing of like, instead of needing these, like, building these things that build these things, we're just building these things. You know what I mean? And that, to me, just makes more sense, so. Okay, I'm gonna rop these reanimations. What? I parried it and nothing happened. Nice. Oh, apparently, I just saw this druid cast Typhoon. Apparently, in my 1-minute druid video, I accidentally said Tycoon instead of Typhoon. And while I love to think that, you know, it'd be funny if I was just playing Roller Coaster Tycoon on this, like, other monitor or something, what really happened is I am dyslexic, and I must have pulled the cuss sound from another word, like I was, my eyes and brain were reading 2 different words, basically, because that happens all the time. And it just made me say Tycoon. I had a physics teacher in high school who called me after class one day, and she was like, "Hey, I want to talk to you. I gave you a, like, 96 on this test because I know you got a 96. However, what you actually got was, like, an 82. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what does that mean? And she's like, well, I'm dyslexic, and I know exactly what happened here. Basically, you worked out all the questions and got almost all the right answers, right? Like, you would have gotten a 96 if you would have simply just put the correct right answer in the right blank. So what was happening is, like, I would solve the problem, and then just, like, my brain would still be thinking about the last problem and put the right answer from the last problem in this correct line. Like, that happened, like, a few times on that test, and she was like, I think you're dyslexic. You should get tested, so. Yeah. So that crap happens all the time to me. Oh, okay, so this boss, you're going to get a ghost that follows you, Nick. try not to walk over anyone else's ghost. It'll do a lot of damage to you. As a tank, you can, but we can't really touch anyone else's ghost. But what you're trying to do is make your ghost walk into someone else's ghost, and those two will disappear, drop a puddle, and do a big AoE. So really, like, what all you have to do is either just go around, eat everyone's ghost, and just face tank it like a boss, or, like, you see how they're walking at you? Walk your ghost into someone else's. So it's a little bit of maneuvering. Also, you have to watch out because this unmake is a frontal. Yeah, what some tanks were able to do is some tanks can just like face tank it, but it does a lot of damage. They can face tank like 2 of them, and then that way you only have to worry about one set of ads touching. So I know on beta some tanks were just like sprinting into their ad, and then also like healing up a bit and then running into a second one. But a lot of tanks were just doing it naturally, like running their ad into another one. But really, we're about to kill the boss. Yeah, you see it does a lot of damage. So, like, us DPS, we basically get one shot by that. Or us squishies, I should say. We basically get one shot if we soak someone else's ad. But you as the tank, it does, like, half your health, I think. I don't know how much it does unmitigated. But mitigated, it does about half your health. That's the hardest boss of this dungeon. Yeah, it hurts a lot. It's intended to one-shot. Squishies, at least. But yeah, that's like the coordination boss. The trick is, if you're playing a squishy, just don't touch someone else's ad. And try to pop one set of ads very quickly, and then really focus in on the boss, because the boss is about to start that spinning frontal. And that's the easiest way to die, is touching someone else's ad and getting hit by the frontal. Also on this mob, I'm going to wrap it over here, because you see those bouncy balls that are coming toward us? If you hide behind these like lanterns and stuff, you basically just avoid them. So that's why what you do is, like, you'll do one pull behind that one, run to the next set, or pull the next pull behind this one, and so on and so forth. But this little divot out here is kind of a safe zone. But yeah, that last boss is really the only like hard boss of this dungeon. This next boss, I don't really know the tank mechanic, but basically the boss is gonna pick like 2 or 3 people. I don't know what it does on Mythic Zero. I think it'll do the full 3. Do we need both these guys? I don't think so. I think this is just like kill what you need to and then move past. I feel like all these ads, I'm pretty sure they all go away once you pull the boss. But the boss is gonna leap to 3 people. And if you're one of those people, the moment he jumps, you gotta move. Like, he lands very quickly. But where he leaps, he'll leap behind this totem, and all it is just kill the totem. Like, kill the 3 totems, dodge the leap, and so on. Also, we have to kill this little mini-boss before we fight the boss. He's pulsing damage. A lot of people, like, forget this guy exists.
He seems powerful and unstable.
Okay, a fun tech thing, Nick, if you want to know a fun tanking thing. Eventually this boss is going to leap away, and we're going to go into this intermission where we have to run and do this long, we have to basically run that whole lane again. Ideally, you have the boss as close to that, like, fog wall as possible before he leaps and does his intermission. The thing is, I don't really remember what procs his intermission. As a healer, I just know to heal. But you see these jumps? He jumps very quickly. So once he locks in on you, you have to move very quickly. Ideally, though, you want to stack those, because since we have to kill these 3 totems, you want to have them stacked. That way you can nuke them down. So our squad kind of split them up a lot. It's just making me have to heal a lot, but we're fine. Okay, he's about to jump on me. Okay, you see, now these 3 are stacked, so we can just cleave these down very easily. Okay, so he's about to do his intermission, so yeah, move him toward the gate. This is like a tech tip for Mythic Plus, right? The reason why you do this is because we're going to try to run this gauntlet as fast as possible. Yeah, we're about to get launched away. So we're going to try to run this gauntlet as fast as possible. Basically, dodge the ghosts, because they'll root you, but you're a druid, so you'll be fine. So dodge the ghosts, and then these guys are going to try to, like, I think they've reset you, but you can CC them. So like you kind of you CC like one side, then you just sprint through the safe zone. But really, as long as you save your CC for the ones that are kind of blocking your way the most, you should be fine. But now the reason why you tank him close to the wall here is because now we get more uptime on him because he's right here instead of having to run all the way back there. So just a small tech thing that's probably going to come into play in Mythic Plus, especially if this is an M Plus and you're trying to time it. Like, you just want all the uptime here, because usually you lust right now. I don't think the boss takes more damage. He might actually take a damage amp. But I do know that this is when you do your most damage, because you have just raw uptime on him. He might actually have a damage amp there, too. I feel like if he does, it's a small one. I don't know. See, these are the mechanics that, like, I feel like I know, but I also don't think about as a healer. I just kind of come up here and just do as much... All I know is I do as much damage to him as possible. Okay. He's going to jump on me first. Try to hug the other person. Nice. Yeah, see what I mean? This boss isn't, like, too hard. It can get tricky if you split up these totems. But, honestly, it's low-key kind of free. And boom, we did it. Mysore Cavern's down. And we got a second piece. And it's a one-hand. And it's a fist weapon. Hell yeah, we get to use the new fist weapons. Hell yes. Okay, so we got 2 pieces of loot this time. Nick is our lucky charm. Nick, I'm sorry if you didn't get any loot. I really am. GG, Nick. GG. Yeah, this dungeon, I really do like this dungeon a lot. This one is one of those where, like, you can get a group that you barely time the key and it's really hard. Or you can get a group where you time it with, like, 12 minutes left. I think the 15 that I did last on this character, we had, like, 11 minutes left. Like, obscene amount of time left. To be fair, I think that was, like, close to after they first, like, buffed, what was it, like, Unholy Death Knight or something? And it was, like, really broken. So I feel like he was just doing a lot of damage. But still, like, you can blaze through this dungeon if you kind of do some wacky pulls early on. Okay, so we got 2 pieces of loot. We got the cinch. And we got the one hand. The downside, though, is I don't think I have a good offhand. So we're 215. Okay, it still takes us up an item level. So now, if we roll an offhand, we're kind of stacked. Oh, look at our gloves, though. Okay. Hello. Serve. Slay. LB, do you want a tip for the intermission? Yes. I know I'm supposed to, like, stay on the outside, and that way we only have, like, one aisle of the big circles to like, stay out of, but, yeah. But, yeah, I love, like, little minor optimizations. Oh, that's what you would have... Yeah. Ideally, you stay on the outside. It is a lot faster. Or what you can do is you can blitz at... Like, you can pick one of the big circles and just sprint at it and have someone CC it as you're running toward it. And then you're running straight line kind of down one alley, too. So, but the idea is everyone stacks and you just use your CC down one lane. But also, there's less ghosts on the edge and stuff, but... Yeah. Okay. Dude, okay, 2 pieces of loot. Now we gotta change this. Gotta change our thing. 2 M0s down, 2 pieces of loot. Okay, maybe I'm the luckiest person in the world. Hold on. Our rate is 1 for 1. W teacher, Bobby Bananas. I appreciate you. Is that the Pillsbury Doughboy? I see your profile picture. I don't like the way he's looking at me. No, the Pillsbury Doughboy's pretty cool. Let's see. Monk Stagger OP, not gonna lie. Yeah, true. You soaked 3 today. Dang. That is crazy. Nick, I'm running more. You're welcome to queue back up. I just left group because it's quicker. Let's do Nexus Point Xenos. Let's do all the ones that I know first. And then we'll go in blind to the new ones. It's a lot faster. Oh, last hit leaves a puddle and knocks him back. Last hit leaves a puddle and knocks him back. Do you mean like the jumps? The third jump, maybe? Nick. Okay. I'm sorry. I see it now. Tank mechanic is a 3-swing melee hit. Gotcha. And I knew there was a knockback on the tank, but I wasn't fully sure. Bezor says, I'm sorry, Bezor says, do you use Danders or Grid? I used Grid back in Dragonflight, but I've swapped to Cell and now I'm on Danders. So currently using Danders, and I like it a lot. I really do like it. It's very easy to set up and does everything that I need it to. Let's get a Warrior. I haven't seen a Warrior yet. I would take this guy because he's jacked, but I kind of want to take these like lower item level people to give them a run. Not this low. Yo, what's up? Real Beef Stick says, how'd you do so much DPS? I'm seeming to do no damage now. Well, I'm still running my build that's kind of like, honestly, it's kind of memeing to get more damage. So I'm running like I call it like a combo build. It's literally just like a leveling build with the intention of just trying to make myself do as much damage as possible so we can level quickly. But now that we're fully leveled, it's close to time to swap off this build, right? But that's kind of what I designed this build to do, is just simply do as much damage as possible. What do we need? We have less to B-res. Do we get a B-res for the tank? I don't know. I mean, it's Nick. He's very competent, but also there's so many warlocks. Let's take the lowest item level warlock. Just to have one. Yeah, of course. Okay, so beef stick. So, the talents that I'm running that I can think of. One, we're playing Emperor's Elixir, so the first two rushing wind kicks that I do after I Thunder Focus Tea are going to shoot out a Jadefire Stomp. That's a lot of damage. I'm playing Focus Thunder, and that's why I said 2 earlier. So that every time I Thunder Focus Tea, I get basically 3 back-to-back rushing wind kicks. I'm playing Morning Breeze, which is enhancing the rushing wind kick damage. But if I press rushing wind kick right before I Thunder Focus Tea, then that's 4 rushing wind kicks that I get back to back to back, with the middle 2 shooting a Jadefire Stomp. And then I'm playing Dance of Chi-Ji for big AoE, just do big AoE damage. So that's this build. There's some suboptimal in terms of healing talents, but this is a week 1, week 2 build, just trying to get through content as quick as possible, really. Also, this build, I'm running a lot of the movement speed things, like Jade Walk and stuff that you normally wouldn't really take. Just once again, just trying to blaze through content. That's the whole purpose of this build. What dungeon did I just queue up? Oh, this one up here, right? Where is it? Ah, oh, it's all the way up there. Okay, I can hearth. Yeah, I'll hearth out. Take the portal and we'll be there. Did you do, or are you going, or are you doing dungeon guides for the season? I have done 2 of them so far. My plan, Girth Control, great name. My plan is to at least do the 4 new dungeons. And if I have time, which I might have enough time, I want to get at least a healer's guide out for all 8 dungeons. Now, you could be a DPS player or a tank and still do those, or watch my guides and be fine, but I just don't really talk too much about, like, oh, position here if you're a tank and stuff. Really what I do is I'm like, if, healers, this is the mechanic that you're going to want to pop a cooldown for. On this pool, watch out for this, like, keep your eye on the tank while this AoE damage is going, like, things like that. But yeah, so far I have what 2 dungeons have I done? I've done Magister's Terrace and Windrunner Spire so far. So the next up I need Myasara Caverns and Nexus Point Zenus. And then, but first I have to learn how to say Nexus Point Zenus. Is it Zenus or Zenos, or how do you guys say it? And don't just type it out. I want a phonetic spelling. Not phonetic. What's the... It is phonetic, right? I don't know. I'm stupid. Don't pay mind. Also, where the heck is this portal? This place is a maze. Okay. I have to... Oh my gosh. This is embarrassing. Am I... What is going on? Oh, it's down here. Okay. Just pay no mind. Pay no mind. We made it. Oh, hey, we get summoned. We didn't even need to go. We're fine. I just say Nexus Point. That's honestly what I need to do, but... I don't know. I want to know how to say it correctly. You know what I mean? I want to know. Zarkin said, okay, I'm back. Can you start the stream over? Yeah, I got you. How did I start the stream? Oh, here's how I always start the stream. Okay, are we live yet? Alright, I think we're live, but I need to click a few things, get YouTube chat opened. And that's how I start every stream, is that same statement. But I'm just basically, don't really know what to say yet, and I'm just mouthing what I'm thinking. What am I doing? Here's a quest. That'll give us some rep, I think, but I need to go here. Oh, did it not accept the summon? That's weird. Because I took the gate. But I think that quest should give us some rep.
It is vital to our mission that you secure it.
Once I do that dungeon. Which maybe I should have run around and gotten like all the quests to like kill this boss in this dungeon and stuff. I just said nicest point because I'm lazy. No, I think it's because you're smart. I think lazy people tend to be smarter. Not 100%. Okay, now I'm gonna swap. Let's not swap builds. I feel like nexus point should be easy enough. So Nick, run down one of these hallways and just pull what you see in front of us. Also, if one of these guys spawns a battery, like it's basically this one of these. Where are they? It's like a barrel. Just kill the barrel. That's it. I think this is about where you stop. I feel like in Mythic Plus, this first pool is usually a Lust pool, and I'm pretty sure you pull to the Arcanist, but like for this, I'd rather us not Lust first pool. You know, it's not Mythic Plus. We're probably going to blaze through these mobs. See, that's the battery thing I was talking about. Kill this. It really, if you don't kill it, it just know it wipes you. Nothing much else to it. I feel like the Circuit Seers are the like kind of scary mob here. Yeah. That's his big AoE channel. Also, we don't want to be stacked on this lock, but I can't really move just yet. Yeah, really it's just like, pick which mobs you want to pull. We'll be fine. Oh! You can't run into those beams, though. The warrior just found out. I wonder if the warrior... Can warrior, like, spell reflect and then run into the beam? Then what happens? Does the dungeon take damage? How does that work? Any warrior mains in here? Oh, still not swirly. Alright, what boss is first? Okay, so this boss is pretty interesting. I feel like it's going to be kind of weird to tank. There's a chance you just get kind of stuck, Nick. But if you do, just know that you will be fine if you run through the beam. I think you plus me will be able to keep you alive through it. Like us, we don't really want to run through the beam. I don't think the tank gets the main mechanic in this fight. I think the tank just has to work on positioning the boss. But basically... this boss is going to, like, dissect the room into... It's going to have beams that slice across the room, right? And the boss will, like, pick a random squishy. And that squishy, if you stand on a beam for, like, a second or two, it'll turn off the... Oh, there's a caster back here. That's why we're still taking damage. Gotcha. But if you stand on a beam... it'll turn off that beam. So what you want to do, and I think the beams like pulse damage as they're alive, like as they're there. So what you want to do is you want to turn off as many beams as you can. That way the room is like more open as possible. The reason being is because the boss will then pull this like giant orb, like basically drop a planet on you, and it does a big knockback. And you just don't want to set yourself up to where you're forced to be knocked into a beam or through a beam. You want to give yourself to where no matter where the boss picks, you'll have open space that you can get knocked through. So that's the whole fight. Ah, spell reflect. If you spell reflect and walk through a beam, the devs take damage. That's okay. So don't do that. The devs have worked hard. I did not know that. Interesting. Very interesting. Run down one side and pull what you see is a call every tank light. Yeah, just go crazy. Just zug zug. You got this. I believe in you. Yeah, you see those little reactors that are like picking each other? Those will connect with a beam. And it's our job to just try to give ourselves as much space. I think so. I think they've accomplished a lot in a short amount of time. Because think about, like, they basically redid the structure of their game on top of creating a fully intact quest. So you're about to get blasted by all 4 beams. Yeah. Okay, so it chose me, so I need to stand on the like, what is it, the vertex of those two? I don't know. Intersection? Intersection. Now it shows the hunter, he's choosing those two. Now we want to move like right here. Yeah, so you just want to pick the like biggest quadrant whenever it makes new ones. Okay, the warrior doesn't know. Also, us healers, whoever gets marked, they have a big dot on them. So yeah, the warrior could have unlocked that zone for us, but since he didn't, we have to be like stand here on the edge, get knocked into the wall. But our whole group just got knocked through the beam. Beam, he says. He says as puberty strikes again in his near 30s. Also, you don't want to be like what I am right now and be cut off from the party. Okay, we just got access to the rest. But you saw the hunter over there. He was struggling. He basically got trapped in swirlies, so. Hey, congrats on the cloak. Congrats on the cloak. Verse mastery. Is that good for Bear? Good afternoon, team. Yo, what's up, one Ryan? How are you doing? Okay, let's see. So this is going to take us back. And then, ooh, Core Warden's a fun boss. Core Warden's a fun boss. Nick, I don't know if you plan on tanking a bunch this tier, or if you, do you want me to explain mechanics kind of like you're a tank or like you're a DPS? I can do both. Or I can just kind of like do like a general thing like I'm doing now. Okay, but now we go down the other hallway, Nick. You can just zug zug. I think it's typing. Warlock is getting sleepy, buddy. You literally fought him re-rolled. Like anything's gonna make you bored. Nick says same. You're doing fine, Nick. Don't worry. Oh, I think you were transmogging because you were not in bear form right now. Pausing to transmog is honestly such a Nick thing. So this boss is really cool. He basically picks 2 people. Those 2 people have to run out because you just do a big swirly around you. Occasionally he has this like shade. It's like this other dude that is there with him. It's not like an ad that we cleave off of or anything, but it's just like a picture, like a ghost, like a golden ghost, which is also kind of a Pokemon. But as you are fighting this guy, the golden ghost will kind of like lock in a couple feet away from the boss and like aim at the boss and then do like a slice through. And if you're standing in that slice, it really hurts. You're probably thinking, oh, Chris, surely you never stood in that slice, right? Surely you knew not to stand in that slice. Almost every time I do this dungeon, I stand in the slice, okay? But I have a good reason. Because after the boss does that slice, or after that little guy does that slice to the boss, between them, there will be this, like, light cone, or a cone of light, that if you stand in it, you get, like, a damage and healing amp. So, this boss is typically your second lust in the dungeon. And so I feel like I did do a group where we came this way first, and it was our first lust, but I did not like that route. But this boss, you usually lust on it, and it's because there's a damage amp, and you try to burn the boss during that little stack in the cone phase as much as possible. However, there's also adds that spawn during this phase, and as a tank, these adds melees cleave. So you kind of do have to like be a little careful, like perfectly stacking with us. I don't really know how some tanks like got around that cleave, but you do have to be careful because we definitely wiped. I think I wiped twice on the beta to all of us just perfectly stacking and just getting nuked by all the ads cleaving us. Like, it's pretty funny, but yeah, you gotta watch out for that. No, I'm back. Can you restart stream? I missed part of it. I got you. Okay, let's just leave this group. No. I already tried that. He said no. Damn. Look, I would if I could. It just... You don't see what's behind the camera. There's someone here making me continue streaming. So just keep that in mind, okay? That's not true, Zarkin. Can't be proven. Yeah, so basically, I don't really know the tank mechanic here. Oh, maybe the tank... Maybe the boss does these little slashes into the ground. You see these little golden slash marks? Those are like... Don't stand to those. Those are like a dot, basically. Maybe this tank does those. I know the final tank, the final boss does those. I don't know if this boss does those. There's some mini bosses that do that mechanic. I'm just gonna say stack when I ping. Stack when I ping. Yeah, I still remember on the beta, there was one dungeon that we did where we could not get past this boss. And it was the first time I had ever had trouble with this boss. And then we finally, like, took time to, like, look at details and, like, see what was killing us. And it was cleave from the ads. And they just kept nuking us down, so... once again, some groups, like, you just don't really have that issue. Maybe you, like, kill those ads first or something, and... maybe that's why those groups seem very easy and stuff, but I don't know why that one group had so much trouble with the cleave ads. Probably shouldn't have conduited. Oh, I'm top damage. Oh, I was. Yeah, this boss is really easy. We're not going to have Lust, but we should still be able to burn it during its burn phase. Hopefully I have Thunder Focus tee up for that. So you see how two of us got marked? We just move out a little bit. If you're a melee character, like, the circle's big enough to where you can't really stay in melee and kind of like findangle it, you know? You kind of are forced out. That's fine. Yeah, this is a kill the ads situation. Also, as a healer, you do actually have to focus on those two people that got dotted, or that have to move out. It does, like, it does significant damage. Okay, so this is when you get in. So this is a damage amp. I'll let you read it. It inflicts damage to us, but it gives us 300% increased damage, which is insanity, especially for us monks. You can fistweave a lot through this. I do end up chi-ing this phase anyways, whenever we do it, but still, like, you just do a lot more damage. And I think did it say also you get like a healing amp too or something? Or did it say like the percent of anything? I never knew it was a 300% amp. I knew it was a big one. I didn't know it was 300. It's been a minute since I've like hovered my mouse over and hard read these abilities.
There will be no end to your suffering.
Oops. Dude, my haste is so slow. I think all these pieces of gear that I've gotten from the world quests and stuff has just given us, given me like hasteless pieces, which is always sad. Dang, I don't know why, but I just like glanced at the view count, which I always do. I make it a point to not look at it because it's one of those things that can like stress you out. But I just looked at the views or the viewer count, and the combined Twitch and YouTube is the cursed number. I'll let you guys. I'll give you guys one guess at the number. All right, Nick. Run us to the last boss. You got this. I don't think we have to clear out the whole last platform. We can probably just clear out like half of it. Just pick left or right and clear that half. I think right is kind of the better of the two halves to go. I feel like the boss has kind of favored the right. I don't know. Okay, this boss. He does the little slash on the ground that's like a little, it leaves behind this thing, the Searing Rend. He does that. See how it's going to leave behind this like burn mark on the ground? So yeah, the boss does that. So there's like some space management kinds of things. But really the big mechanic here, I don't really know the tank mechanic other than that thing. The big mechanic is that he's going to like do this little intermission thing where he kind of like disguises himself and spawns like 10 copies of himself. And you have to like CC the one that is him, you know? And how you tell it's him is like he either is the only one that does have horns or doesn't have horns. I'm pretty sure he's the only one that doesn't have horns. It's like I knew it up until I started saying it. Now I'm like doubting myself. But I'm pretty sure you just CC the one that doesn't have horns. And that's him, right? I just also wasted GG. Did not mean to press that. But also another little thing is he's gonna like spawn little clones of himself throughout the room. And those clones are gonna like pick a direction, like pick a player basically, and just dash toward that player. So you're gonna see like lines connect. Oh, this is not the boss. You're gonna see little lines on the ground that kind of connect, like that kind of aim at a player. Just don't stand in those lines; you won't get hit by the ghost. This boss is like pretty simple. The tricky thing though is every mob that you CC or stun or whatever, or every mob that you like interrupt that is not the boss will do a massive pulse of damage. So you can get situations where like oh, this is the, oh no, it's not the boss. They all look like him though. But you can get in situations where like people just all kick the wrong one immediately and it just like literally one-shots the party. Alright, it's boss time. Correct. Kick that one that does not have horns. It was not 6-9. Close though, one Ryan. Close. Okay, so this is going to drop the 3. I mean, you can stack them a little bit. It's not like that deep, but you see how like those leave behind the little clones, and those clones are going to be dashing. So it is kind of nice to have them kind of all in one clump, just because it's easy to tell where they're going to dash from and stuff, but it's not that deep. Okay, so he's about to become the many versions of himself, so just kick the one that does not have horns. Yeah, I'm always extremely slow at finding it. But luckily, yeah, easy. Nick slammed it. I am not good at that. Now for us healers, that dot, like dropping those puddles is honestly it's supposed to be the harder thing. Or no, it's not supposed to be the harder thing. It kind of ends up being the big healing mechanic, is just healing through the normal phase a bunch. Also don't stack on the tank. But I guess what this fight is supposed to be designed for is like that phase where you're trying to guess the right one is supposed to last longer, and like people are supposed to kick the wrong one and stuff, I guess. Like, it's intended that you use your cooldowns during that, but you really don't need to in a good group, you know? It goes really quick.
Farewell, old friend.
Nice. GG. Okay, third one down. We did not get any loot that run.
I have all
Yeah, not too hard. That one was pretty chill, pretty chill. Let's see. Genticle. Yo, what's up, Genticle? How are you doing? Very nice to see you. Alright, I'm gonna leave, but then also reform for the next one. Once again, you are always welcome, Nick, to queue up. In fact, you are encouraged, but don't feel like you have to. The actual hard thing of this fight is the hunter getting yeeted off the ledge. Yeah. You can get knocked... That big knockback can be tricky. You can also get yeeted into those, like, ghost figure versions of himself, which is kind of weird. Okay, what's next? So we did these 3. So now we have these 5. Starting with Murder Row. At least we've seen Murder Row while leveling. I'll be real, like, a lot of these other dungeons I have not seen before, so... All the ones that are not this current season. If it wasn't on the beta, I have not touched it. Okay. Nick paused mid-key to type nice to your 69. Never change, Nick. Never change. Help, I'm blind, says this demon hunter. So what do these prays give you? Pray, a crimson summon. Oh, is that just hunting the dungeons? Whoa, that's a big drop. We'll take Lilu. Ah, okay. So they're like very worthwhile doing for gear. Thing is, I think I have one of them done, right? So I could just hearth and go turn it in. Let's take this Windwalker. Get a fellow monk brethren. It's kind of cool to get like different specs each run. Also crest. Ooh, that is nice. Can you do pray as healer? I'm not sure. I just got a message that says boo. I don't know. Who was this person? I deleted my add-on that separated all the names and sorted them, so I've totally forgotten who everyone is, to be honest. But hey, if this is one of you guys, what's up? Pray is very easy, so yes. Wait, am I mixing two things up? What is it where you just do the dungeon? It's like, kill this final boss kind of thing. That was you. Ah, okay. I knew I recognized the name, but I couldn't see, but you got me. I jumped, Zarkin. I jumped. Yeah, see, I've done this one. It literally is just do the dungeon, right? Which... Or this one was like, kill this boss in the Magister's Terrace. Easy enough. Yeah, I mean, obviously I did not solo that, but I did. You can queue up a dungeon. Ah, it's a delve. This one, I thought this one was a... It was like, kill someone in the Magister's, right? Is it up there? Where do I turn this freaking quest in, man? I'm so lost. Are the people just not loading in yet, or? Prey is doing open world stuff. Ah. Okay. If I buy Midnight right now, says Tyree, and I don't want to quest, what's the fastest for leveling? Honestly, you could just level all the way with dungeons if you wanted to. I mean... You don't have to quest, although you get really good gear from doing the quest line. And I'm not gonna lie, Tyree, I am someone who never likes to do the quest line. I like doing this one. This one was very quick. Is she downstairs? There's literally... Okay, I'm an idiot. There's a building beneath me. But I actually really enjoyed this quest line. And I don't think I've ever enjoyed leveling, like doing an entire quest line. And honestly, I feel like this one went quicker than most. Like... It had 17 chapters compared to like 6 chapters of the other one, but like the chapters were a lot quicker.
Methods to protect our city. I have
So what did I just get?
solution. Meet me near the harbor, and I will reveal to you another path.
Wait, what? So now I have to go get this. Is this not the prey? Is this a different version of the prey? Like this prey is just like do this dungeon, go do that dungeon. I don't know about that tank. I feel like so far in these M0s, the tanks like have been struggling the most. Like I feel like tank busters are scaled more than like our healing mechanics.
I've been tracking these threats to our realm for some time. They are quite tenacious.
Time to learn how to disarm traps and click blood globes. The prey system is the new system they introduced in Midnight where you hunt an NPC through the open world. It has nothing to do with dungeons. Oh, I'm just cooked then. Maybe I just finished that quest along the way, just like killed something.
Vessel, it's made from
Or maybe it was just in the area of the Magister's Terrace. I could just be getting it mixed up.
As if it were made to withstand something as volatile as anguish.
Man, this dude needs to start a podcast.
Sinu Amanore.
Sinu Amanore, indeed.
Shorel Aran. The crystal reacts favorably to your touch. Duly noted. The Sunwell will soon be
Well,
obsolete.
this quest is, it's called a prey, right?
Ah,
I'm so confused. I mean, now he's making me do some random stuff, but we started with a prey.
a skilled hunter is capable of.
I'm liking that druid tanks have taken over and hope they don't get nerfed. I loved when druid tanks are good. They're just so sturdy. They do good AoE. They do like steady damage. Like a bad druid can still do like fine damage, you know?
Shorel Aran. I am well positioned to turn pain into power.
Power. Yeah, it's more of a selfish thing. I also enjoy playing Guardian Druid. You think they'll get nerfed? Oh, man.
Sinu Amanore. Be careful, champion. Our magic is almost as deadly as our prey. Anguish still lingers on you.
Survive an ambush by your prey. Is this just a questline that happened to have prey in the name and I'm just stupid, or...
And
I don't know. Don't answer that. We know the answer. This guy looks like Cabrakan. Any of you guys play Smite? Looks like Cabrakan. Easy enough.
the power. The
Ah, so I'm unlocking the mechanic of praise. Gotcha. So you have to do like an intro story. I see what you meant by intro story. I'm stupid. We know this. We know this. Okay, dude. We still haven't had a tank queue up though. Come on now. Oh, it's queued for heroic. That checks out. What an idiot. Who is this guy? But in all fairness, whenever you change the dungeon of the queue, it swaps it back to heroic, so kind of not my fault if you squint your eyes and don't look and close your eyes and don't listen. Dude, this city is awesome. It is very laggy, but it has every right to be with how pretty it is and how big it is. It's a very large city.
Sinu Amanore.
Okay. Hunt a prey target and return the vessel.
Go now and hunt, but be careful.
Go now and
lest
hunt.
you become prey yourself.
Eleanor. Oh, that's a fun name. Grothaz. Okay, here's a tank. Going to Murder Row. I feel like Murder Row's like right next to us too, right? Oh, they have different difficulties. Should I hunt the bigger ones? Is this like a 1v1? Am I going to get to 1v1 these like mini bosses? Because that'd be fun. That guy gives 100 or 1,010. 1,010. 1,010. Just seeing if any of them drop anything more. No, I kind of want to just hunt this close guy first because he's close.
This Death Knight has outlived their usefulness.
This guy said yo yo row, right? Monk said yo yo row row. Do all 4. Okay, it doesn't take too long. I'm sure I could have gotten all quests at the same time, but gotta skedaddle for the dungeon. Oh my goodness. Dude, finding these ports and all these layers of building has been the hardest thing for me. Oh, someone just typed a long message in the chat. I'll have to see which of my party members that was. Oh no, this light's not on. This one. Let me turn that one on. I have to use my... I don't have to use my phone. But it's like how you feel like you have to use the remote to turn the TV off. What did this guy say? Heads up, small chance I take aggro on the bear sleeping in my bed, aka my wife. And if that's the case, I might have to AFK for a few seconds. Yeesh. Ugh. Okay. Light is on. Ugh. The monk said just put some food in her mouth. What the heck? Alright, let's jam this place.
Even the void cannot withstand such raw power.
Stop those missiles. Those missiles already feel like they're doing less damage than they did in Heroics. In Heroics, these did a lot more, it felt like. I'm just gonna spin through them. Does this shaman have like Burning Rush on? What the heck? Alright, we got a snitch over there. Oh, I just stood in the glaive. What an idiot. Whoa, Mr. Tank. I just don't want to pull for the tank, but also... Oh. Okay. Never mind. Take it back. Dude, look at this DPS. Windwalker who? Windwalker who? Got 2 more left. Windwalker's getting that. Oh, he pulled. There's one in that building too, so it's not that deep. Exclamation point add-ons. Ooh, one Ryan. I do need to make that. So the add-ons that I'm using are, it's literally just, honestly, it's just Dander's frames for my player frames, and then click, just to make click casting a little more versatile. Other than that, we are just using the cooldown manager, keeping it super simple, super clean, super simple. We can go in here. I guess there's a snitch over here, right? Yeah. I guess I could just... Can I grab him right now? Oh, wait, what? What did I just get? Sweet. Did I just make some gold thinking I was talking to a snitch? Sorry for calling the guy a snitch. Come here, you snitch. I know something big. Tell us.
Poking your nose where it doesn't belong. Come face me.
Ironic, I used Blizz mouse over and made a help / harm for Tiger Palm and Renewing Mist. Interesting. Okay. I don't hate that. Don't hate that at all. I use a basically it's the same functionality as a help harm macro, but it's built into click. But I basically use the help harm macro for Renewing Mist and spinning crane kick. That's why a lot of times I'll accidentally just spinning crane kick, but I'm really intending to press Renewing Mist. But it's never like super deep. I don't think anyone's ever died because of it. But this guy's got double dot on him. I feel like the shaman's just like really squishy. Okay, so I had a few of you guys asking for tips healing this boss, saying that this boss was overtuned. 1, stay out of the frontal. This is just what I know from leveling, so we're going to see if it's as easy as I thought. Stay out of the frontal, don't attack this boss while it has a shield on it. So we're going to just hit nibbles now. Just takes reduced damage. Dispel often. So that's the frontal, stay out of that. Okay, see it did 60% in one tick is insanity. Okay, now we use our CC. Keep an eye on nibbles though. Please, people. Okay, now we focus boss. Ideally we lust. Okay, we did not lust. So we're back on nibbles because she has the shield. Fell spray, get out of the frontal. It's kind of just a rinse and repeat. Stay out of the swirly. Stay out of the frontal. Stop these as soon as possible. You have to CC these. CC these. CC, please. CC them. Okay. They do a lot of damage. Fell spray, get out of that. And now we're gonna get ready. Hopefully we lust. Lust. Nice. And we burn. That's the boss. So yeah, really, if you're struggling on this boss, it's likely because people are getting hit by the frontal, or I'm gonna say, nice job. Nice job. That boss is tough. I've heard. Oh, I misspelled heard, but it's because my A button's stuck. He said my bad. I'm saying no worries. But if you're losing a lot of people in that fight, odds are you're not like using CC on those little ads that spawn, the shades that are just pulsing damage, or someone standing in the frontal. Because the one time I've seen someone die on that fight, it's because I have a clip of it. I was gonna include it at the end of the Rest of Shaman video, but I was like, no, that's kind of toxic if that person ever watches this video. But This hunter literally moved with the cone. It was like, dude, what? He just like just died. I used like a lot to save him, and he still just like turbo died. Hey, we lucked out. We got the broom. So the broom is the easy. Well, broom's like one of the 2 easy jobs because you literally just get to hold down W. But all we do with the broom is we run around and sweep up this room. I think this job's the easiest. The second easiest one is the one where you like have to catch the music notes as they fall. You basically just dance the whole time because all they are movement. Whereas the other ones you have to click and click and click and click. So we got the lazy job. I like this one. I can roll while I have this, right? It doesn't matter. Oh, what is this? Oh, I have to kick him out. Oh, I didn't. I've never gotten this. To kick the rowdy patron out. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go on, get. You're gone. You're out of here. Okay, I want my broom, though. I got another rowdy patron. Dude. A skating review? I don't know what skating means. Help, what does skating mean? What's my job? What's my job? Have more rowdy patrons. No. No, I don't want to serve food. This is going on forever. Someone's not doing their role. Steak. I didn't pick it up. Oh my gosh. Cutting steak. Oh, I got you. Let's get more cheese. Cutting the cheese. Never done that before. What do y'all need? Got drinks on their way. I think this is the right one. There you go, son. Dude, this is taking forever. Who is not working? Guys, we are on the clock right now. Lock in. Goodness gracious, that took forever. Maybe he thought it was a soak? Probably. I feel like frontal cones are... Well, I guess there literally is one in this dungeon pool. I was going to say, when's the last time there was a frontal soak that was a cone? Or a soak that was a frontal cone. Meanwhile, we just did a dungeon where there is one. Do we have to kill these guys? We, like, feared them. They're just over here in timeout. Alright.
Who are you? Who gave you access?
Take circle to hit barrels. Use barrels to LOS from boss. Just saving time. Typing a little bit now. Alright, Tank. I'm gonna stand up. I haven't stood all day. Been sitting too much. Ow! I just stubbed my pinky toe. Yeah, we're gonna stand. It's gonna be nice. Oh, he was warning us that he might get... his wife might distract him a bit, so... Yo, real static! I just stood up. I knew something was coming. I knew you were just around the corner. Brutal static. How'd the stream go? You know, last night I opened Discord because when you had messaged me a while ago and you said you like sent me your in-game name to add you, I was like, oh yeah, I'll do that. And then like I got so distracted because I do that, right? And then last night I was like, oh, let me open Discord, go to our DMs, and I'll add them. And something again, I opened Discord and then maybe I like read something. I was like, oh, haha, and then like let me respond to this, and then so once again I got distracted. So I need to, I'll do it right after this boss fight, okay? I need to add you because this week would have been great to do some M0s with you. But hey, how did your stream go? I appreciate the raid. Hopefully Midnight's treating you as good or as well as it is me because I'm honestly having a blast in Midnight so far. I think this has been my favorite, not season because the season's not out yet, but it's been my favorite like release so far Honestly, enjoying it a lot. I loved the campaign. This week has been very chill. And I'm finally onto M0s, so we're just grinding some M0s. I'm not going to be able to do many M0s on the alts this week. Ideally, I get the alt army ready to go. But, don't know if I'm going to be able to have the time to do that this week. Yeah, we are just blasting. Also, welcome in everyone from Brutal Static Stream. Good to have you guys here. Like I said, we're just vibing today. I had a guildie in one of our, or I guess two of our keys earlier. We were like walking them through the mechanics as we were going along. Honestly, it's just like whatever y'all want to chat about, I'm here to chat. And boy, can I yap. But meanwhile, we are playing Mistweaver. Can I kill it? I cannot. We're playing Mistweaver. I'm playing a build where I'm just trying to do some damage. And we're having a lot of fun. And honestly, we haven't really encountered any issues with the healing, even with this build. And look, we're doing... That build we only did a little less than the tank, but we've been able to rack up even more damage on some enemies. Also, I feel like I got a piece of gear that I never equipped. It's hands. Okay, what did I say I was going to do? Okay. Brutal. I got you. Let me add you. Because I haven't had Discord and WoW open while this has been on my mind. But here we are. This is the time. Okay. I do want to run keys with you in Midnight. Add friend. There we go. Got you. The GOAT Brutal. Maddie IRL. Hey, how do you compare Mistweaver and Holy Paladin for vibes? Okay, vibes-wise. Holy Paladin gives you the vibe as if you were playing Whack-A-Mole. Not necessarily that it is a Whack-A-Mole spec, but it kind of is. Where you're Whack-A-Moling your allies' health bars, right? Mistweaver is like it's like you're Gimli. Okay, hear me out. You're Gimli, and you're surrounded by orcs, and you have AirPods in, and you're listening to whatever like dwarven music you're just jamming out in your ears, and you're just spinning your axe, but except your axe is your foot. So whichever of those vibes sound better to you. Me personally, I'm Gimli all day, right? I'll spin that axe. But I think the vibes of Mistweaver are more chill because like a lot of it is smart healing based on the damage you do. So if you're specifically someone who's coming from a DPS spec, a lot of times like in moments where you're able to just do your like steady throughput, like your steady healing, not really have to pop cooldowns, not really have to like actively spot heal a person and stuff, a lot of your rotation is just maximizing your damage. Like that's like what you do ideally at all times. Obviously you can't do that at all times, but that's what you do ideally at all times, is just maximize your damage. Also, what's really cool about Mistweaver is as you pull more and more mobs, you're doing more healing. Like you can just spin and that's going to scale up. It scales up lower and lower with each additional mob, but like think of like the first pool of Algathar Academy. As a Holy Paladin, you're staring at your party's health bars and you're spot healing people like, that get jumped on. Whereas as a Mistweaver, you're pressing spinning crank kick and you're just trying to do as much damage as possible. So if those vibes match your vibe, then boy have I got a spec for you. Did she just seduce me, by the way? That's kind of cringe. I am a married man, sir. From what my guild tank says, he feels the safest with a Mistweaver. I know I heard, is your guild tank, do they happen to be Awu or an Awu viewer? Because I was hanging out in Awu's chat last night and he was saying the same thing. But yeah, Mistweaver does a lot of raw throughput, and I think the reason why a lot of tanks like having Mistweaver is because our healing technically gets better the more mobs we have to hit. So it kind of gives tanks this push and pull, where if they pull a big pack or a big scary pack, they're going to be getting more healing for it. And if they pull a smaller pack, they're still going to get a lot of healing from that Mistweaver, you know what I mean? So we scale very well with how many mobs we have to hit, just like you do. So, and that's what you want in dungeons, right? As a tank, you want to feel like a Giga Chad, pull more mobs. Also, one thing that Awu was saying from a tank's POV is that there aren't too many one-shot tank busters this season. There are a lot of like heavy dot tank busters. Like you think of like what is it, Burning Beak or whatever that Emberdawn does in Windrunner Spire, the big flame phoenix boss. It's like this whole, come on people, it's this big it's like a hefty burning dot, right? Obviously, if it were a big one-shot, you would rather be able to give your tank like a 20% mitigation or like an actual external. But all us monks have is a shield. And that's kind of been monks' like big drawback and big push keys in recent history, right? Is that we just don't have a good external. But if nothing's one-shotting you and it's just doing big dots, like the big throughput, raw throughput that we do, the big spot healing and the big shield that we can put on, that looks very like good versus a giant tank dot, right? So it's also that this season is just tuned in a way to where like you're fine if you don't get a pain suppression, but you get a life cocoon after like the first or second tick, right? So they're kind of similar. You don't believe so? You would know if they're a woo, I think. So also, I don't know if a woo raids. I'm sure maybe, I don't know. The Gnarlack channel can hurt if you don't go by the shield. Not sure what else hits really hard. I'll be real. Gnarlack channel. I don't know what boss's name. I don't know the boss's names. I'm not gonna lie. How I pulled Emberdawn out of my memory, I couldn't tell you. Gnarlack. Which one's Gnarlack? Is that the one in Nexus Point that spawns the ads and you get the damage amp? The bear boss at the end of Den of, see, I don't know these new dungeons. I haven't done that Mythic Zero yet, so I'm I don't even think I've got to that dungeon yet. Have I? Oh, is that the one that spawns those like the knockback bears and then you have to like kind of rebound them back so they don't make it to you, kind of thing? Okay, we need to do some big damage here. We need to kill this guy before he floods the room. Maybe I have. I think I did that dungeon like once or twice while leveling my character, but I haven't done its like Mythic Zero yet. I haven't done a heroic yet, so jury is still out there. But I'm talking about like specifically in Mythic Plus, like the Mythic Plus dungeons. Ooh, we got loot. We got loot, and it's one that we desperately needed, and it's indestructible, so I get to save some gold. That's the most important thing. Huge. Crit haste indestructible. Man, ideally we start replacing some of these hasteless pieces with haste pieces, but I will take a crit haste indestructible piece. Honestly, I'll take any piece and not be mad about it, but like, look, I am just simply spinning crane kicking, and it is doing the healing of this pack. Sure, I should stop and dispel and hot and, you know, top up that Demon Hunter, but the spin was enough, right? The spin was enough. We need these guys over here. I'm going to hang out here. Kind of boop them in. The campaign dungeon from Zulamon, the M0 was pretty scary. Unscary. We like to hear that. So I heard a lot of bad things about Murder Row's first boss. A lot of people were asking me, like, I had like 4 or 5 messages say like, hey, how do you heal the first boss in Murder Row on Mythic Zero? And I simply was like, dude, I just haven't gotten there yet. Like, I haven't done M0s. This was at that time. However, I kind of like explained it from what I'd seen in doing like leveling dungeons and stuff. But we were able to heal it this go around. And although my group was not doing the mechanics, we still were able to kind of like blast it with 0 deaths. And that was even through healing through the ads, because no one was kicking the ads. All right, let's respect this damage. Whoa, he took that for me. I popped the defensive and everything. What a gamer. Us monks, we stick together. Yeah, Mistweaver's a vibe, man. There's a reason why like every Mistweaver player you come across, for the most part, is just chill. We're playing the funnest version of this game, right? Fluffs! Hey, speaking of chill monks, Fluffs, how's it going? Fluffs, I saw your message. I woke up this morning, it was the first thing I saw. Or your comment on my, I think my short. I haven't responded yet, but I saw it first thing, and I plan after I stream, I'm gonna go through and respond to some comments and stuff. How's it going, Fluff said? Did all M0s 3 duplicate drop? You mean like duplicate spots? I'm going to face tank that because I know I can. Whoa, what just destroyed the Windwalker? Did he take a... Did he taunt? Probably taunted. But when you say duplicate drops, do you mean that you got like the same slot? Oh, I'm just standing in that. Oops. I can face tank this. I'm going to pop Conduit, get myself some mitigation. Just to be safe. I'll slam some damage. I'm going to face tank this one as well. I'm going to Soothing Mist. Look at that healer damage, though. It's crazy stuff. Ah, I did not mean to press GG. Honestly, not the worst GG I've ever pressed. By a lot. I've had some stinker GGs. I've accidentally popped GG as we kill a mob before. Just because I wasn't paying attention. I mean, look at her healer damage. It's nutty. What is this, the final boss? This is the Warlock boss. Oh no, I didn't realize the ground was elevated. I feel like he bounced off the ground there. That's funny. Let's see. Duplicate drops. Hope next week gets better. Oh, it can only go up from here, Fluffs. Only go up from here. Plus, think of it like this way. Most of the pieces you get will be replaced on next Tuesday. You know what I mean? On next reset. Not next reset, but the following one. So, it's not the end of the world, but that does suck. That always feels bad. I feel like most bosses were not as scary as some of the Binding Veil trash. Honestly, I feel like the leveling dungeons were tuned harder than the Mythic Zeros so far. Like, I haven't really encountered a hard thing. Haven't really encountered a hard boss fight. Hopefully everyone stacks their ad drops. And hopefully everyone takes a gate at the right time. And this boss is honestly kind of chill. What does the damage on this boss, though? Is it the ad drops? I feel like I gotta be careful about ripping aggro on the ads. Also, man, you give a DPS a kick and they don't press it. I hate to see. Yeah, so in Heroics, you can basically stack this, right? Okay, this guy dropped them all the way over there. But honestly, that's kind of smart because they run to you anyways. Oh, I haven't seen the Sideways Gate. What the heck is that? An Infernal, that's a new mechanic. Is it? Or am I just dumb? What does the Infernal become when it passes through? Because the other mobs become the big scary mobs. If you don't kill them in time, they become the dogs. Okay, I have Chi-Ji, I have Revival. I'm going to Cocoon the tank here. Just keep him nice and happy and healthy. Are we supposed to be burning down the Infernal? It feels like we are. Okay, I don't want to top everyone up because I want my whole channel of, oh, we can't let these bolts go off. This shaman might die here. I'm gonna have to stand still. Gotta shield everyone. Now I need to spin and get some big healing off. Okay, the Infernal, our tank is kiting it right over the gate, which is not good. Oh, don't take the gate. Yikes. Okay, so we're gonna lose the DH. Oh, the tank, actually. That's not good at all. Just gotta, honestly, it's gonna be me and the tank at the end, I think. Okay, Shaman Ankh. And we were able to keep the Windwalker up. All those little ads passed through the ring. They didn't become the big dog. So, I don't know what's going on. But we just need to spin, heal. Cocoon's up soon. I think I'm going to pop my defensive and then Cocoon the tank here in a second. Oh, boss is dead. Hey, we did it. I got very sus, though. Very, very sus. Let's get this long table, though. Let's get a piece of loot. Thought if I said it aggressively, it would work. But anyone need head? I don't like that question, but I do. We can rephrase that one. I'll take some head. Need monk. Roll. Okay. Roll. Come on. Ah, I rolled a 23. Da, 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 da. Doing another one? Yeah, I'm doing more. Done all. Windrunner next. Nexty. Alright. Guess we hearth out. Okay, how many have we done? We've done 4 now. We've gotten 3 pieces of loot, so I need to update this. 4 M0 down, 3 pieces of loot. Are you able to stack the ad drops here? How's the damage? So in leveling dungeons, you could stack like 3 on top of each other and honestly be fine. I don't think in M0, and I definitely don't think in Mythic Plus, once this is a dungeon, I don't think you're going to be able to stack the ads. But yeah, like I said, in those lower leveling groups, we were stacking them like crazy. Okay, I guess it's just me and the shaman sticking together. Start a group. It's Windrunner time. Mythic. Let's go. Let's jam. Also, I tried to stream on Twitch today as well. I tried to stream on Twitch, I'm literally streaming on Twitch. I tried to stream on TikTok as well today, and it wasn't letting me. So I'm trying to like start that up. I want to stream on all 3. The shaman's complaining about not getting gear that run. Same, brother, same. Actually, I think I got 1 piece, but we'll just go along with it. Make him feel like he's part of something. Because I know the last dungeon I did, I got nothing. But I think this one I did get something. All right. I need to catch up on chats. I'm so sorry. I'm a little bit behind. Let's see. SJTV says, my DK got lucky. It's 237. Oh my gosh. Share some love. After a M0 World Tour, Champ Track, Renown Gear, and such. Have you gotten the trinket? You can get a 240 trinket from getting 7 Renown on the Void place. Yo, Edward, dude, Edward TV, the GOAT, says, where have you been? Where have I been? No, where have you been? Dude, it's so good to see Edward TV. I've been here. But no, it is so good to see Edward TV. Hopefully Midnight's treating you well. Hopefully you're getting a chance to give it a shot. But yeah, honestly, it's been a good time so far, and I'm glad to see you. Hopefully all is well in Edward land. What's our next dungeon? I said Windrunner. Where is Windrunner? Oh man, I need to learn the position. Actually, I don't. So we're gonna get a port like in a week or 2. Windrunner is down there. Where am I? I think I'm in the main city, right? Can I not fly? Oh, I'm in the dungeon still. What an idiot. What's the strat if you can't stack the ads? They hurt quite a bit if you can't cleave them quick. The strat is like, you all kind of loosely stack them as much as possible, and then tank needs to save their AoE damage buttons to grab aggro quick, because you do want to burn them down as fast as possible, because if you don't, the fight gets like so scary. Dude, the shaman said, stellar heals, by the way. I know I died, but that was me being bad. Thank you so much. With a heart. Also, hanging out on stream if you guys want to hear me flame you. Obviously kidding, but just joking. Okay, I need to fly here, and I am already lost. To the right, and go. But the Prime subs, Edward TV, you know the drill. Prime subs go a long way in supporting small streamers, and you know what? Jeff Bezos doesn't need those Bezos bucks, but I really do appreciate them. So thank you so much for the support, Edward. Oh, you didn't do all dungeons yet. No, we are, 4 down. We've done 3 of the ones that are going to be Mythic Plus, and then we just did Murder Row. Now we're going to do the final one that's going to be Mythic Plus, and then we have 3 of the new next season dungeons to go. Hey mate, if you have the Renowned, you should get the Trinket Champ rank and Trinket Champ rank. I'm a little stupid saying crits, but I think I know what you're talking about. I know you can get 7 renown and get a trinket for the new Void Zone. I'm close. I'm almost renown 6. Like I could just go and do that. I probably will do that after stream tonight. But renown grind is not. It's not fun to watch for me. You know what I mean? I don't like watching people grind renown. The shaman said, bitching about DPS is an essential part of healing. Up to you. We will be fine. They're asking if we want to go fast or slow. They worded it kind of weirdly. Oh, I need to swap my talents really quick, though. We need to swap. If we're going to be going fast, I definitely want to play some better talents.
If we can calm the spirits here, maybe they'll return.
No, not this one. This isn't the best. I meant to drop that. This isn't the best build, but we're just rocking with it. Needed to fix some talents. All right, I'm here with you, tank. Go crazy, buddy. Okay, we are not running Jadefire Stomp or Jadefire. What am I saying? So this pool is very hard with these arcane salvos. They do a lot of AoE damage. On top of that, you have a lot of dots and bolts that are going to be pelting your party. And I can already see now that like we're not going to be getting many people kicking those bolts. I'm going to go ahead and just pop Chi-Ji because this is probably the most Chi-Ji-able pool coming up. You got the dome, you got to move out of it. But luckily we can just spin while we have all these little ads to cleave off of. Let's break this. I'm not really going to touch a Death Hymn yet. Because it's a 99% damage reduction, by the way, this dome. I did not want to get that bolt cast on me. It's funny, too, because... There we go. While he's para'd in the bubble, he takes a lot less damage, so it's hard to break the para. So he just kind of sits there and looks at you. But for anyone who cares, I posted a guide to this dungeon from a healer's point of view. So like when I heal this dungeon, these are the things that I think about, and these are the mechanics that can cause me trouble. If you're interested in those kinds of guides, I am going through and doing a little world tour. I've only made 2 so far. I've only been able to make Windrunner Spire and Magister's Terrace, but if you want to fully understand these dungeons and at least to my level, like know what I'm thinking about on each pool and stuff, what casts I'm watching out for, what mechanics like this Pulsing Shriek I'm watching out for, definitely check those out. And that will give you a very good first stepping stone, if not more stepping stones. But basically, these Woebringers, they channel Pulsing Shriek. I'm going to try to touch up Death Hymn before he starts it again. They channel Pulsing Shriek, they shield themselves, and you can't stop the Pulsing Shriek until you've broken the shield. So that's kind of that mechanic. That's why I just sat there spamming damage, because honestly it's kind of like a mixed bag. You want to do as much damage to break the shield while doing enough healing to keep people alive from the AoE pulsing. The shaman said, man, can we keep this group? Honestly, I don't really care who we get as a party. I like the pace of this tank, though. He's at least pulling, like, Mythic Plus. I don't mind. Okay, this guy picks 2 people, does big damage to him, and drops a puddle underneath himself. So, on this one, I'm going to... once the Shriek goes and the Fetid Spew, which is the big mechanic where he drops under himself and 2 allies, those 2 are big AoE damage mechanics, so that's why I'm popping Chi-Ji to heal through it. Get some Enveloping Mist, and yeah, that Pulsing Shriek is going to fully channel. Unless someone stops it, I can't do anything about it. Fetid Spew. This one, you have to be careful. For my Mistweaver and Holy Paladin friends, you have to be careful about that Fetid Spew, because he picks 2 allies, and that's why those big circles are around them, and they do damage around them. But he also sneakily, poops out a puddle of damage himself. So I definitely, when I was doing a 17 of this dungeon, and it was going so perfectly. We had no deaths and stuff. Sorry, I'm reading what they said, but the dungeon was going so well until we got to that guy, and I was like, oh, Fetid Spew, let me heal up these two guys. Then I forgot he poops out a puddle, and it just nuked me, so big sad. Also, I need to get out of the habit of playing with Morning Breeze again. Okay, Curse of Darkness. Let's CC that ad. Okay, you can curse remove those. I'm gonna revival after this hits. I don't need to, I'm gonna conduit. Okay, big dude has a lot more health right now. That's not good. Did this guy take the tank slam? Go hide. No, he's not gonna make it. No, pick me, choose me, love me. Can I heal through this? Let's see. Pop a defensive. Soothe miss 2 allies. Second to yoink me. Did it hit a pet? Come on now. Okay, this one's on me. I'm just gonna cocoon myself. We might lose the warlock here. I'm just gonna keep myself alive so that we hook the boss. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and pop Chi-Ji, do 2 enveloping mist, and then just start kicking. Because we need some big heals here before the first rot. Alright, we're cooking, dude. We need the big guy to die first. Ping him. Big chop. Big tank, though. The curse. Ooh, he ate his ad, I think. Is that what that was? It's okay, boss dead. Woo! That got spicy, man. That got so spicy. I'll just type out what was happening there so they know. If you get marked to be hooked, hide behind caster for it to be hooked, and that stops her big damage. Dude, we healed through that, but it did take all of our cooldowns. This next boss, oh god, okay. This next boss, all I'm gonna say is like dodge frontals during intermission. And she said, no worries. He said, yeah, I was trying to get there. I saw you. Poor little ghost wolf form. Couldn't be faster. At least you can stand behind the boss there. There's no stage. I know, right? Like Theater of Pain. Oh my gosh, that got so annoying. And what was so annoying is like the hook had a range. So if the boss was too far away, I did not mean to press that. But if the boss was like too far away, you just like missed, you know? Or sometimes like it would hit your pets. Like I remember there were like 2 times I was doing Theater of Pain, and you have to heal through it. So you have to pop things like Chi-Ji, which Chi-Ji summons this little crane to help you heal. And what was crazy is that the boss could hook Chi-Ji. So you would run over there to try to take the hook over there, and then you move out of the way, but then Chi-Ji would be there like just sitting like a deer, or I guess a crane with his head. Crane in the headlight? Deer in the headlight? Yeah, crane in the headlights. And it would just like, it would wipe you, because like it's so hard to heal that boss. So yeah, this is just a better iteration of that boss from Theater of Pain, I think. It is cool too how they've like incorporated like the caster co-boss thing going. But I like that boss. It's a fun one. Let's speed boost the warlock. Get in there, soldier. Just gonna revival here. With the links, we can just spin through this pack. I'm gonna stay kind of close to these guys so it doesn't go far. But honestly, we out heal this so much it doesn't even matter. Puncturing bite. Our tank should be okay. Honestly, our tank is a gamer, so odds are he's fine.
The soothing sounds of my harp brought Verisa joy beyond
All
measure.
right.
I'll need that relic.
Okay, tank's pulling all the way, so I'm gonna go start the RP. I feel like they sped up this RP, didn't they? So you don't really have to do this anymore.
That Dragonhawk seems to have stolen my heart.
But you get here in time for this first Lasher's Pulse, which is kind of all you need the healer for. This mechanic coming up, when's he going to start it? Nope, I'm going for a third bolt. The first two worked great. Try a fourth one. There you go, buddy. Really working out for you. Did he just not do his AoE pulse? We take that. Drop puddles at edge. What did I say? Dodge a lot. Dodge a lot. I feel like that's, honestly, that's all you need to know. Just dodge a bunch. If you dodge, we kill the boss. And then move out of it. Okay, it looks like the Warlock got clipped by his. That's what kills you if you stand in your puddle. These frontals, they move in a clockwise formation. So honestly, you can kind of like hug the right side of one and then move left through one. And you just don't have to think about it. You can just focus on the swirlies. Oh man, I'm still doing things from that last build's rotation, which feel horrible right now. Kind of stay close to this guy so that I can conduit to heal it. And oh, conduit's down. Uh-oh. That was like my cooldown of choice there. It's okay. I'm going to Chi-Ji this. We should be fine. God, I have so little haste, though. Gonna hug the right side of this one and move through. I am moving into a war zone of tornadoes, though. Very nice.
Beautiful. She reminds me of Arisa. My sister was also ferocity itself if her family was threatened.
No loot. Waha, not you. It's been a long day at work. I know it didn't make sense. Sorry. No, you're fine, Saint Crits. You're fine. I'm back to grinding. Wow, are you using a healing add-on? The only like healing add-ons I'm using are danders for my nameplate, so I can see my allies better. Or my allies' health bars better and heal them better. And click, just to make it easier. Like you can customize your mouse over macros more and stuff. So that's about it. That's about it. When do you use the T as a mini CD to proc the font? Not just to proc the font, but yeah, just to get like a quick like instant spot heal. But yeah, you can think of it like to proc the font. But right now you're gonna see me use the T for a lot of Rising Sun kicks in these dungeons, just because like we kind of out heal these dungeons. So I'm just gonna use them for damage. Like right here, I'm just gonna use it for a Rising Sun kick. But in Mythic Plus, like when I was doing keys on the beta and stuff, you almost always like used it as a mini CD. The thing is though, is it's such a low cooldown. It's a 40-second cooldown, but really, if you think about it, it's a lot less than a 40-second cooldown because you're shaving so much time off of Thunder Focus Tea with like with Heart of the Jade Serpent and all the different ways to proc Heart of the Jade Serpent. So you want to use it like almost on cooldown. So almost any moment where someone needs healing, you kind of just send it as like, yeah, that little mini healing cooldown. Like obviously in a vacuum, optimally you would want to use it for damage every time, but the more I played on the beta, the more I just saved it for Enveloping Mist and to swap into a quick Spirit Font, and it worked so much better. Like you just felt so much safer. And honestly, our damage might look high right now because we're tuned a little weird. But like healer damage isn't like so good to where like you can sacrifice some damage in order to make sure people are safer. You know what I mean? You'll be fine. But also, Vitor, nice to see you. How are you doing? Same with Asa. Asa, good to see you back. How's midnight treating you guys? But hello, Asa. Hello, hello. Okay, we're doing double Mystic Pool. I like it, dude. Flame Nova, that's a big AoE. Chain Lightning, someone kicked that. Yikes, it went off. Here's another one. Uh-oh. Another Flame Nova. Another Chain Lightning. Okay, we're fine. We need kicks. I'm gonna para one of these guys. Oh, apparently I don't have I don't have pressure points talented, but I do have Touch of Death. Touch of Death is kind of like a soothe, right? Guy's just back here wailing on us. Just finished M0s for the week. Lucked out and got a ton of gear. Oh man, Banshee. Oh no, I had aggro. The tank buster just came over and ripped me a new one. Worst time to look at chat, but also that, I mean, I was dying it either way. That is a big, big tank buster. We're gonna revival here. That sucks. That tank buster hurts. That happened to me on the beta once, and it, like, the second hit killed me. It's a nasty tank buster. But hey, congrats, Banshee. I'm curious, what all slots did you get? So this boss's little mechanics, you'll notice they're kind of like a sequence. He does the tank buster, 2 jumps, and then his little rallying bellow comes after, I think, the second of those jumps. The second set of jumps. Also, during this phase, you get off of the boss, go on the ads, because the boss takes a lot less damage. I forget what the number is. But this phase ends when you kill the ad. So you focus down the Mystic because he does the most damage. And he has the most health, but you just focus the ad. I can see a lot of my group is still on the boss, though, so... Surely you would think, like, as a DPS player, you should notice when your damage spells do, like, 10 damage, right? Like, me, when that bubble goes down on that first mob in this dungeon, I see it, right? Oh, also, tech... It jumps to the Warlock, so if I get to be the furthest player from the Warlock, he will always choose me as the second player. So if you're a healer and you know your group is light on defensives, maybe... we tried. I saw the Shaman trying to go help our Warlock friend. But if you know, like, say it's picked the same 2 DPS every time to jump on, you technically can force it to jump on yourself by being the furthest player from the boss on that second jump. And that way you can kind of like alleviate some of the stress on your DPS's like survivability and stuff. So you'll just put that dot on yourself instead of them. Which as a healer, especially in higher keys, you'll have to think about those things. Like remember who it's jumped on, see if they have defensives. That kind of thing. Let's see. I'm behind on chats. This boss has a lot of dodging, so I really don't have much time to read chat. I'm sorry. Tipping shot. I'll help the Warlock out. Very nice. Come on, give me loot. No. Okay.
We've done it.
By the way, I've been playing so much beta keys on my H Paladin and Rest of Shaman. Good choice. I think H Paladin is really fun this tier. Shaman's fun, but not as fun as it has been. Never really felt what people were saying about our Shaman not being strong enough, but damn, I feel it now. Yeah, you have to do it on the beta, and you'll see for sure. And the thing is, like, it can be good, like it can be strong, but you really have to like lean into your amps. It's kind of like how Mistweaver had to stack a bunch of healing amps to get any amount of healing last season. That's kind of what Resto Shaman is. Like, you really have to maintain Riptide on everyone. You have to alternate Riptide and Healing Wave. Like, it's just a rougher version of Shaman from what we're used to, you know? I need to make this icon bigger on my allies. You can see how many stacks everyone has. Just gonna conduit. That can help me do some big damage here too, so. Okay, I can get a bunch of Rising Sun Kicks off in quick succession. Alright, we need to cleanse some of these swirlies. Actually, since we're going to cleanse these swirlies anyways, I'm going to hit a puddle. Or create a puddle. Cleanse my dot. There we go. Honestly, it's not that deep. But get rid of some of those puddles. The frontal, just plant. I'll heal you through it. Bolt Gale. It's a really cool name for a frontal. Bolt Gale. Yeah, Chi-Ji rolling. And then probably like hang close to the boss and just spinning crane kick to tag it for the Chi-Ji procs. Yeah, no one's taking lethal damage really. There's no lightning to kill it. Alright, come on, loot lords, give me some loot. That purple tricks me every time. Heart of the Wind. Someone got a trinket with leech. Oh!
One day, my sisters will be able to
Leech. Drink.
As for myself, I shall fill these halls with music.
Because someone was just complaining about all the trinkets they have.
Thank you, champions.
Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna do what else do we have to do? Everyone's asking for the trinket. Honestly, it's not that deep, guys. I don't know who even got it. I think the Warlock got it. What dungeons do we need? Start a group. We need, let's go, Blinding Veil. I don't even know what this dungeon is. Blinding Veil next. Alright. I think this guy killed the boss and went AFK. Let's, I don't really know how to get there, but it's fine. Okay, I have a lot of chat to catch up on. I am so sorry, guys. I am behind, but it's good to see everyone here. I have no issue healing M0 on H Paladin, but have used everything all the time on R Shaman. It's really missing some healing compared to H Paladin. Yeah, the thing is they lost their tier set, which was amping up all of their healing during their ancestor windows, and they also lost a lot of like amps. Like Cloudburst was kind of like an aftermath amp, and like some different things like that. So you really have to rely on like Deluge, which is like your healing waves do more healing to people with your Riptides on them or something like that, and then your Coalescing Waters, I think, is where your healing waves amp up your next Riptide, and then also Tidal Waves, your Riptides amp up your next healing wave. So you have to like play around all these little amps to do a meaningful amount of healing, you know? And that's just not, I don't think you have enough amps, you know? So, I don't know. That's just my take. But honestly, it's still fun. Okay, we needed to go, where is this one? The Blinding Veil. It's in this place, whatever this place is called, Harandar. It's just Hearth. Wait, am I next to the city? Not really. What is the LFG filter add-on you're using that shows people item level? It might just be the Raider IO one, I'm guessing. I don't really use too many. I think that's the only one I've ever downloaded, so if it's working, it's that one. Weapon, woohoo, head, boots, and one other I forgot. Nice. I got a one-hand weapon, Banshee. I didn't get the two-hand, but I did get the one-hand, so I am stoked about that. It's at least nice for this first week until we inevitably replace it with vault gear or a crafted, you know. Or at least now we could technically craft an offhand, but I don't want to do that. I would rather wait and craft a staff personally. You were right that Arsham has a lot less healing. Yeah, I mean, it definitely has lost a lot coming into midnight from what it used to be, but it's still like not awful. Not awful. Like Fluffs is saying, they have a kick, AoE stun that's on a low cooldown. Give your allies max health. Like, they have a lot of utility still. A lot of reasons why you'd probably want to play it, but yeah, their peak is a lot lower, you know. Vitor said, love your content, brother. You inspire me to play Monk. Cheers from Brazil. Hey, nice to see you, Vitor. I'm glad you gave it a shot. And I appreciate the kind words. Very kind of you. Let's see. Yeah, I love the utilities. Had to choose between R Shaman and H Paladin for healing and guild, and chose R Shaman. So I'm hoping for 10% healing buff on the 17th of March. They might. Also, St. Crits, are you French? What? I don't think I've ever asked this, have I? Never asked. GG, I think I have to craft my weapon next week with how this week went. No, Fluffs, you hate to hear it. You hate to hear it. Also, I'm supposed to be flying to this place. No, wait. I'm supposed to be taking a portal. Not to Orgrimmar, it's these. Harendir. Dude, it's so easy to get lost in this city. Should I take this?
Speak swiftly.
Why
Go
not?
there.
Danish mate, a true Viking. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. Literally all they need to do is give our shaman Ascendance and Healing Tide at the same time. Oh, that'd be sick. I do think, like, yeah, you used to be able to stack a lot of cooldowns on top of each other as well. And that's kind of just, it all pairs to, like, you stacked a bunch of effects on top of each other, and it just made your peak healing a lot higher than it is currently. Now, like, what? You have a storm, you get a storm stream totem, you have your 2 ancestors from your Unleashed Life and your Ancestral Swiftness. Then you have, like 3 stacking amps that you're playing, and then plus Ascendance. Like, yeah, it's a lot of amps, but I don't know. I do agree, like, they are the healer that feels the loss of a cooldown the most, because it wasn't just the cooldown, it was stacking things on top of the other cooldowns, or stacking cooldowns on top of each other to kind of make that complete amount of healing, and now they can't do any of that. So yeah, I definitely think that's why our shaman feels worse than they have, for sure. Alright. But all that to say, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna... Either they're just gonna be, like, kind of in a weird spot this season, or surely they come through and, like... If I were to buff a healer, I just feel like they're the one... They're not, like, the worst healer, but they're definitely in the, like... It's a weird thing to say, but they're not the worst, but they're, like, the least good to main, in my opinion. What are these? What did that give me? What does that give me? Oh, it gives me ore. Oh, what? They gave me... Oh, that was someone else mining. Okay, I was like, what? That gave me a maxed ore. Gave me a Dawn Crest. Interesting. Alright, did I queue it as a heroic? No, I did not. We're waiting on someone for this dungeon. We need a tank. Hey, speak and you shall receive. 217 prot Paladin. Should be okay. Okay. 10% healing buff is just barely fine, I would argue. But not more. I don't even think they need an overall buff. I think they... Honestly, I think Shaman needs, like, a buff to one of their amping sources, personally. Like, if they just, like, buffed Deluge, like, literally just double Deluge, honestly, go crazy with it, right? I don't think, like, buffing all of their healing by a flat amount, I mean, that's probably what they're going to end up doing. But I feel like what would feel better is just, like, make it feel more rewarding to do all those Riptides that you're already doing to try to farm procs, you know what I mean? Like, you're already spamming Riptide. Make it, like, even more worthwhile to do, or to have it on every ally. They could also, like, Giga buff Chain Heal. If they buff Chain Heal, make it do, like, a lot of healing, but make it cost even more mana. Hear me out. It already costs a ton of mana, right? And it already does good healing. Or, like, fine healing if you just look at the raw numbers. But if you need that, like, slamming AoE button, Chain Heal needs to be it, right? And you want to have that option available if you need it, if you're willing to sacrifice a chunk of mana, which it kind of is that right now. It's a big trade-off for the mana it costs. But the reason why I'm saying to buff it and make it cost more mana is because the problem that they always encounter, like with balancing Resto Shaman, is they will buff Chain Heal for it to do more healing in Mythic Plus, but what ends up happening is they break it for Raid. So by making it cost more mana, you can't spam it in Raid. All of a sudden, it's just like a Shayloons for their Raid build. You know what I mean? They should have kept High Tide. Hold on, I know High Tide. Give me a second. I need to think. High Tide, High Tide, High Tide, High Tide, High Tide, High Tide, High Tide. Oh my gosh, I am blank. I know High Tide, but I am absolutely blanking This is like the ultimate study for the test. They've removed these talents and I've already forgotten them. Don't tell me. I give up. Why can I not think of freaking High Tide? Once you tell me what it is, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah. Question: when only one person is, oh god, hold on. I look down, everyone's dying. Give me a second. Only one person's taking damage. Do you swap to single target damage rotation? Yes. I thought one of your guides said something about ancient teaching spreads to everyone instead of funneling. No. You have that mixed up. So, spinning crane kick always heals 3 allies. If one person's injured, it will heal 3 allies. If 5 people are injured, it will heal 3 allies. Ancient teachings will heal 1 to 5 allies, depending on how many are injured. So right now, if I punched and kick, it would heal 4 allies split evenly. So, like, yes, my shaman barely needs any healing, but if I rising sun kick, he still will get a 4th of that healing. Goodness gracious, we are getting destroyed. Speaking of healing, let me try to do some really quick. Goodness. So, Ancient Teaching splits evenly among your injured allies, whereas Way of the Crane, which is where your spinning crane kick heals through, that heals 3 allies every time. So, like, if I'm doing a massive AoE pack and only the tank's taking damage, I still probably would. Spinning crane kick. It depends on how big the pool is. I'm not going to sit there and count the mobs, right? But if the pool is big enough, like say you're on that first pool of Algathar Academy. No, I got knocked in the mob. Okay. If I'm on that first pool of Algathar Academy and only the tank is taking damage, which we know other allies take damage from the leaping dragonflies and stuff, you probably still want to spin at those large target counts, because if you think about it, 125% of the damage that you're doing is going to go into 3 allies. So that 125% of the damage being done could, given a big enough pool count, be more than, what is it, like 285? What's the number now for Jadefire plus Ancient Teachings? They keep changing it, but can't remember. But it could be more than, like, that amount of your single target rotation, you know what I mean? So, it depends. I wouldn't give you a 100% answer, like, do this rotation at this count, do this at that, because it's obviously situational, you know what I mean? But that is just something to know, so it's something that you can think about. It's like, okay, like here, there's 4 mobs to hit, so I should, like, maybe spinning crane kick to do more damage if I want to. But, like, only my tank's taking damage, so then I should just single target to heal him, you know what I mean? So it's, there's like, these, like, little thing. I guess 4 is a weird number. Maybe, like, I think 6. There's 6 mobs. Spinning crane kick is more desirable, sure, but, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm over-explaining it, but hopefully that helps. Honestly, don't know the mechanics of this boss. I'm just going to soak this because it feels like a soak. Is that right? Did we do it right, or I feel like that went wrong? That was a lot of damage. Yeah, don't know this dungeon or its mechanics. Yeesh. Honestly, if one of your allies is taking a big slam of damage, you Shaylin's gift them. You know what I mean? That's the thing, is like, I feel like guides, even especially with healer guides, they're too. They think they treat it as if there's always a correct answer, but there's really, I mean, there's not like a correct answer. There's the answer changes, you know, depending on the situation. Healing is just situational in nature, so. Are we supposed to get in these green? They look healing. That looks like a healthy circle. Should I get in that, or? I'm out of mana. Okay, hold on. Let me sip up. Okay, I see the lines. That's where she dashes. That's what keeps hitting people. I feel like they share a health pool. Yeah, they definitely share a health pool. So it doesn't matter who I touch a death. Yeah, pretty sure we just failed that mechanic. Whoa, is that a trinket? It has leech! Whoa, okay, and it slaps a hot on someone. Okay, what do we want to get rid of? Obviously, we want to get rid of the on use because I am not going to bind that. But I will have to bind this. I think I'm just going to macro that to, like, Shayloon. So whoever I Shayloons will also get that little hot on them. Oh, Tank, I am not there with you, buddy. I'm also kind of out of mana. Okay. Shout out Chiji. Chiji saves the day. Okay, I am very behind on chat. Basically, I just don't want to overheal instead of funnel heals to just one person. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. I feel like I'm missing a chat. I feel like I missed something between then and now. Do you take the spinning crank capstone? I really like it now. Okay, I'm only taking it this week. So a lot of my talents that I have this week were specifically designed to either make me move faster or do more damage, just because I wanted to level as quickly as possible. This is a boss, yeah. I don't have too... Actually, I do have good mana. But the spinning crank talent is just here to speed up kills while I'm like out in the open world, right? So I would not take it. Once Mythic Plus comes out, I'm gonna definitely swap off this. I might even swap off it here soon, but this week it's served me well, right? Because this week is all about just killing stuff fast and just pulling big AoE packs, and that talent really allows you to do that. Wonder, is it ever worth it for me to just pop Chi and go eat roots like a Paladin can do? I doubt it. Let's go and conduit this. I got it. I thought single target rotation funneled to only those. Yeah, it did. It does. The single target rotation, now that all of my allies are at exactly 100% health, my single target rotation, you'll see there are no green numbers. The green numbers were coming from like hot ticks and stuff. While everyone is at exactly 100% health, no one's going to be healed by your single target because it only looks for injured allies and then it splits evenly among them. So your single target rotation is usually the option to go to. One, when there's like low target counts, but two, when like only your tank is taking damage on like mid-size pools, that is also when you would do that. Okay, I'm gonna revive that. That was a lot of damage, but also it was a... I can Tiger's Lust myself. I can also Chi-Ji this and then Tiger's Lust someone else. Tiger's Lust the Shaman. I did not need to Cocoon there. And then the Paladin was able to freedom everyone else. Touch of Death. Bang. Bang. Yeah, if you go into the that's what you were looking for, of course, Banshee, of course. And the thing is, Banshee, is like you can't blame yourself for not like getting that super easily because it's kind of hidden away. You can't really just read Jadefire teachings to understand that. You have to go deeper into the spell book and type in ancient teachings, which Jadefire teachings references, and read this, you know. 225. Oh, it's just 225. Okay. So yeah, it's not really your fault. It's just really hard to like know where to look to find that. You know what I mean? Yeah, just know spinning crank will always heal 3 targets, no matter what. Even if everyone's full health, if one person's missing health, if all 5 are missing health. But in these like massive AoE pools, you're gonna be, each tick is gonna heal like 3 allies. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be healing all 5 at the same time, basically, constantly. So if I'm just spamming spinning crank, it's healing 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. You know, and it's just like it'll hit everyone eventually. But since my tank is only missing health, if I Rising Sun Kick, all of that would go in there. But since I took a dot tick from the puddle and the rogue took a hit of that mob, it split it 3 ways there. So it's a weird thing. Like once you understand how each one works, it just makes it a little bit more what's the word? Like it makes it all make more sense. Like you don't really have to think about it. You'll just kind of know like what to do when. You know what I mean? Okay, I cannot hit any mobs. Intuitive, thank you. That is the exact word I was looking for. Could not think of it. It makes it more intuitive. Like once you understand how each of the 2 heals, it makes the rotation and when to use each rotation a lot more intuitive. Thank you so much, Click. Oh gosh, click script. Click script. Thank you so much. Okay, this boss. Do I know its mechanics? Absolutely not. Can we zero death this dungeon? Okay, I'm silenced for 6 seconds, so I'm going to guess no. But the good thing about Mistweaver Monk is when you're silenced, specifically silenced, you can still punch and kick. Because they're like, I think it's because they're physical abilities or something. They're abilities, not spells, maybe? I don't know. It's like a weird classification kind of thing. I see. So you want to take those out so the tornadoes don't hit your party. Also, I'm saving Thunder Focus Tea because I don't know when I'm going to need to do healing here. What is this? I'm going to guess kind of loosely spread, maybe? Ah, it's just frontals. Can I get out of that? Probably not. I'm going to face tank it. Is this the boss? This is the boss. It's kind of chill so far. Okay, I'm guessing this is the big healing mechanic. I'm just going to pre-pop Chi-Ji out of pure fear. Pure fear. Also, luckily, I wore my adult-sized diaper before streaming. Shout out. That silence does kind of mess me up, though, because I can't Shayloons. Okay, so this is the frontals, right? Yeah, so we don't want to stack together. I wonder if it does, like, no damage to who it selects, but it does a lot of damage to who it doesn't select. I bet that's how it works. Also, hey, apparently I have my trinket macroed to something. I don't know what. I'm pressing A button, and it's probably my 7 button. I don't know.
A precision attack. I should have called for everyone.
But something's macroed to my trinket. Flame Shaper Prez is insane damage. Is it? Very good to hear. I kind of like thinking of Prez as like the big damage healer. They do like a lot of burst damage. Can I have ring? No. Okay. Like I like it if that's the case. Like if Prez brings nothing but damage, I think that's like a cool little niche for them. It just makes sense because they're literally a dragon, right? I guess not literally, but I'm also standing in that. I need to move. Oops. Tail whip knocks me in front, right? Hit me. Whip me. Okay, toad spawn. Can we stun that? No, we can't. I'm guessing you kill these eggs? Disorienting. Ah, so that's a cast. Okay. That's why I was disoriented. I thought it was something I was standing in. I get more DPS spinning on 4 targets than using single target rotation. Yes. I was just making it, I've said 6 to make it more obvious, like in that example. Oh, let's grab these. Alright, final boss. What does this boss do? I don't remember this boss. I know I've done this dungeon a single time. I don't remember this boss at all, though, if I'm being real. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to Thunderfolk's Tea into Conduit. This Hydra is here. Gotta be careful. Can't really see its health bar. Oh, that guy stood in swirly. I'm about to, too. Yeah, we have 2 mini-bosses. 3 mini-bosses. Oh, there's a lot of hidden swirlies under there. So we did have a death, but it was to like it was to a rain of swirlies, so not gonna fault. Also, this was like a butt-pulled Hydra. Honestly, just staring at my feet, trying to dodge stuff. Okay. Also, I got cut off from melee there. That's another reason why you would break the whole, like, use this rotation at this target count rule. is if you get forced out of melee, but you just need to tag an enemy. Maybe you just like need to do some amount of healing during that global, but you just can't reach them with Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, or Blackout Kick. Spinning Crane Kick has a longer range than your other melee abilities. So like if I get forced out of melee, say a giant swirly spawns, you can just like clip mobs. This is also really important to know. If during Chi-Ji will proc those mastery procs. Oh, we need to kill ads. Chi-Ji will proc those mastery procs, even if you just tap a mob with one tick of Spinning Crane Kick. Like, if I were way out here and I just, like, kind of clip the boss just to proc it, like, here, I'll pop Chi-Ji here because we're kind of getting turbo destroyed. Like, being in here, yes, I'm doing more healing from Spinning Crane Kick, but really the Chi-Ji's only procking off the first tick that I hit. You know, so, like, if you're forced out of melee from swirlies, you can always do that. I'm going to cocoon the tank, because what the mess. He's getting pummeled. Oh, I know why I don't know these mechanics from a healer POV. It's because the one time I did this dungeon, I was tanking. It all makes sense. Okay. Alright, come on. Maybe... does stunning help the tank? What? I mean, I know the tank is, like, literally tanking a bunch of ads right now. Maybe if we rop them, does that help them out? Oh, we have to get these orbs. Okay. Alright, Spirit Fawn the tank. Not. Oh, I was trying not to get him to full, but he wogged himself. That way we can eke some more value out of that Spirit Fawn. I'm in a conduit here. Can I heal these things? No. Okay. Goodness, man. Dude, double Dance of Chi-Ji proc? You'll love to see it. Okay, we can touch a death. Oh, tank! Oh, tank! Okay, I'm gonna taunt and run. Do the old reverse Leroy Jenkins. Uh-oh. Come on, Shaman, it's up to you, buddy. Come on, Shaman, I'm kiting. Come on, Shaman. No, our first wipe. Dang. Tank down. Tank down. I kind of like that M0 feels so intense right now, especially when the group isn't the best. Yeah, you know, this is the first, like, even struggle we've had. This is the first time I think I've died in these M0s, but definitely, like, some of our first deaths just happened. And it kind of all spawned from a single death, which was a tank death. Which I guess I could be more aggressive about healing the tank if I wanted to be. So I'll definitely be doing that. Also, I just noticed, like, we don't have things... Oh, I guess we do. Now we do. We have Shaman buff. But we didn't for a second there. Okay, so for this, I'm just going to spot heal the tank and then spin. And just have an Envelop Mist on them for the more coverage. Then we need to get the orbs. I'm guessing we did that poorly last time. I get a few. It looks like I'm getting a stacking, maybe debuff. Yeah, that is a debuff. Let me read that really quick. Oh, it gives me a damage and healing amp? What am I doing? Get in there. Don't worry, tank. I got you. I'm the Hulk. So maybe we don't want to gather that. But that could be a thing where, like, you want your healer to grab one, then, like, a DPS with cooldowns to grab the rest of them kind of thing. Look at me. I am DPS now. Let's cast this Strength of Black Ox one on the tank and just get blasting. I'm grabbing all these orbs, man. Actually, no. I'm gonna grab this one over... I'm gonna grab any that get close, but it looks like... Yeah, okay. If someone's gonna run around... Shaman. Killing me, Smalls. But if someone's not gonna run around and grab them, like, aggressively, I'll step in and grab what I need to, you know? I feel like us getting a healing buff isn't the worst thing in the world. Okay, we have a Dance of Chi-Ji proc lined up. I don't know if it'll go away before these ads spawn, but we just reprocced it, so... Let's get some Enveloping Mists out. Touch of Death the boss. I have Cocoon. I'm just going to slam Cocoon on the tank here. And I'm just going to run around and grab these. Warriors got that one. Honestly, just stay on boss. We're fine. Yeah, this went a lot smoother. I think what killed us last run was that we didn't collect orbs. Maybe the boss just like hits the tank harder or something. Yeah, doing it that way, or that time, it was a lot easier. Dang, no more loot. I was really hoping. Really hoping. GG. The Veil Root Fountain. Where to next, boss? Let me check. Let me check what we need. We need Den of Nalarak. Den of Nal. Next. Off to the den. Dang a wall. Sorry, no worries. I will read your wall. Okay, let me sit for this. You like Fistweaver and Midnight? I thought it was fun. Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. Also, Mac Fuchs, nice to see you. Very nice to see you. Yeah, I'm loving Mistweaver right now. I love our standard build. I'm just having a lot of fun with it. Okay. So Ninja, after beta and after some M0 now, what do you think about the healing design? I quite like the healing patterns and the constant pressure. I quite dislike the lack of agency. Nexus point kick mechanic. Nexus point kick mechanics. Hold on. This guy said, with warrior buff and shaman buff, outlaw pumps. I'm saying, with monk debuff too. What are you talking about? But no, I love the, like, what healing is right now. Like, I was having so much fun on the beta doing actual M+. Like, I feel like the constant, like, spread healing, the lack of, like, these giant one-shotting bolts and stuff, like, it's just so much more fun to heal, and also, like, you think about healing all the time now, you know, whereas before you would think about damage all the time and then think about healing during big moments. And I like that a lot. I like being a healer. It's why we heal, right? Where did I say we're going? We're going to Den. Let me find where I'm supposed to be running to. Is it here? The Dream Rift. What the heck is the Dream Rift? Oh, it's the raid. I'm an idiot. Okay. Mysara Den. Okay, so we need a hearth. Go down all the way down to Zulaman. Gotcha. Okay. The Nexus Point kick mechanic. I don't really know what you mean by the kick mechanic. And it feels like we can't out-heal mistakes mostly anymore. You can, but only some of them. I will say, like, some mechanics, if the group fails it, like, you will wipe. Like, and to me, it makes it a lot better because sometimes you'd be like, maybe we can save it, and, like, you slam, like, revival and conduit, but then, like, maybe 2 people die, and then it's like, was that worth it, or should we have just wiped? You know what I mean? So, like, I agree. I think, like, punishing mechanics should punish the whole group. They shouldn't just punish the healer. Let's turn this in really quick. Oh, also I should probably slap this in a queue. Sorry, y'all know I get very distracted in my small brain. I have 3 working, like, brain cells, and they're all taken up right now. Hello, Q? I healed Veil last boss with 93k HPS, very nice, and we still wiped because no mechanics played. And that felt like our first run of it. In the War Within, most mechanics were brute force healable. How do you feel about healing Midnight? Yeah, I am just a very big fan of it. There's a reason why I keep saying I'm just very happy with Midnight, and it's just because I am. You know what I mean? I just am very happy with, like, all the changes. Like, the one change that I do miss is, like, obviously I miss weak auras, specifically just the beautification. I guess that's the right. I don't know if that's an actual word, but just how you could make your UI prettier. Obviously, I am so happy with, like, removing weak auras with, like, boss mechanics and stuff. Like, that's good for the game. But I wish I could just add a pretty little border, you know, behind my icons and split up my icons a little bit better. Like, That I wish was still here. I think they actually did a good job with a lot of classes. Some classes really did need to be simplified too much. Reliance of weak ore before, yeah, for sure. And that's coming from a 3700 player, yeah. The higher you got, the more you're like, okay, yeah, I need this weak ore package, and like this needs to be in here, and like I need to see everything that's about to bolt me, is, you know. And I don't know, I'm just having a lot of fun. Like, as long as you know the mechanics of a dungeon, you can like line up your cooldowns better, and like just, I don't know, it's just a good time. It's a really good time. Deniz Zulaman. Zulaman. Have I not? I've been flying the wrong way. Oops. Am I going the right way now? I will say I love the healing right now, but I'm a lot more scared of pugging as a healer. I'll be real with you. Like, yeah, I'm always afraid to heal as a pug, but I am more afraid of these dungeon mechanics as a pug. Like, I'm afraid of Myasar Caverns with a group of pugs, especially like first few weeks of a dungeon. Hopefully they're learning the mechanics now, like all that stuff. Saint Crits, I have not seen the new add-on that Smear made, but I did have someone ask me about it. I was hanging out in another streamer's chat last night, and someone was like, "Hey, LB Ninja, have you seen this?" And no, I have not, but I've heard it's good. I heard it's like really good. So I might like dabble with it, might even install it myself. I'm not opposed to using another streamer's UI at all. I just don't know if he would be okay with me using it. Surely he would, right? I don't know. Maybe I'd like hop into his chat one day and just be like, hey, do you mind if I use your UI and stuff? And do you mind if like if anyone asks me where it's from, I can like send them your way, kind of thing. But also, I kind of have just, I've gotten used to just having the simple and clean, and I feel like the more you sweet it up and become reliant on it being all how you like it and stuff, it's kind of like it kind of is a crutch, but it's also like there's a reason why we do it, because it makes it better. So this dungeon that I'm about to walk in, I don't think I've ever walked in here before, so. Oh no, wait, this is the one with a bear at the end. So apparently I have, I just don't remember the mechanics. But I've heard some good things about it. He had a show and tell on his last stream. Very cool. Did he like code it and everything, or do you know how he made it? Do I take that?
This must be the firelights you spoke of. Sit. We will start.
Are they in here already?
But be ready. This is the
I never used weak ores in 18 years Dane Fluffs. Oh yeah, you told me that last time. Are they waiting on me? They are. No, wait, are they? Oh. I'm in here. I'm just waiting on y'all. I'm not missing it now. I'm still shocked about our trade channel. Still flaming and crying about oh, are they? Yeah, I've muted the trade channel long ago. I used it and it's fantastic. Only have one thing that annoys me. Other than that, it's really good. I'm curious, what's the one thing? He spent about 50 days in the rookery to code it and test it. He made it himself. That's awesome. Wait, so like he wrote the code, or was it like a vibe code thing? Or either way, it's like still very cool and impressive. That is awesome. That is very cool. Good for him. And honestly, hopefully, I don't know how you can get paid for add-ons, but hopefully his hard work gets, pays off. Because that's a lot of time. But why the rookery? Just because it's like an easier way to trigger combat and stuff, I guess. But very cool. Morning Porridge says, are you planning to play all healers or just a few? Plan to keep playing all healers. This season is going to be a little different. Instead of starting the like all healers journey at the start of the season, I'm going to hit the paint hard on my main, because I never do that. And by the time that like the season starts and like people are actually pushing IO, I just am behind because I've spread my time. So this season I'm going to try to like really push on my monk at the start so that I don't fall too far behind and I can get into those higher groups early on and, all that good stuff. But then we'll come back through and we'll definitely randomly be hopping on all Sundays. Some days I'll just feel like playing Rest Druid, you know what I mean? It's just... But I think this is also going to be better for me. Just because, like, I won't feel forced to play Disc Priest for a day. If I don't want to, I won't. My wife makes fun of me for how I say that word, so won't. Looks like our shaman is AFK. Yeah, we'll be hopping around on the healers. Just gonna spin here so I can read chat. I'm not opposed to playing add-ons. I am opposed to add-ons that play for you. If you only follow a voice, kick, move, this proc, dodge. Yeah, I agree. Click that. Is the player really the one playing? No, I definitely agree. I will say, like, I loved how you could get information. Like, you could just see, like, who a bolt is targeting on the enemy's cast bar and stuff like that. Like, that kind of information. That way you, as the healer, can make your decisions better. But I agree. I don't like having the, like, a frame light up when someone's getting targeted so that your eyes just play whack-a-mole to the lit up one. You know what I mean? I agree, Fluffs. Let's get these berries. Alright, so this is the dungeon that has that, like, ice mountain. And the slip and slide boss. I feel like the shaman's just so squishy. I don't think it's anything he's doing. I just feel like, is enhanced shaman just, like, made of paper? What's going on? When I play Ardruid, I want Flying Mount on bar 1. When I go Bear or Cat, I want Paging to go bar 3. And I can't do that. And yes, he coded himself. Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, I mean, you could probably do that with macros. This guy said he made a tabsident. He must have tabbed. Never heard tabsident before, but everyone else in the group is just like going with it, so. Ah, yes, a tabsident. All the time. Every day I make that. You run in the Jade Stomp. I mean, just for this week, HexQ. It's not like a... This week I've been swapping around my build a bunch, and honestly, I started off just playing the build that did the most damage, which was just like... normal Fistweaver build, except you're playing all the T-talents and rushing wind kick to try to just rushing wind kick a bunch, you know? So I was playing that, and then also playing Jade Fire Stomp because it does damage. Now that we were doing some M0s, since we're going into M0s that I don't fully know the mechanics of, I did swap some talents, but some of my talents I forgot to swap, like the Jade Fire Stomp talent. But yeah, really, there's no, like, don't see what I'm playing and be like, whoa, we gotta swap our build. He's changing up on us. No. It's just a kill things quicker, move faster build for this week. Anyway, I'll go for now. Have a good night, all. Saint Crits, I appreciate you so much for stopping in. Always a treat. But enjoy your night with your beautiful weather. Stay warm wherever you're at. But I appreciate you. Something like this, adjust it for your needs. Oh, I should probably be paying attention. I just let 2 people die. You know, not knowing the mechanics of this dungeon, I take full fault. That was all me. I was looking at literally at my other monitor. On autopilot, just spamming spinning brain kick. Definitely could have saved both of them. Have all my cooldowns, have my external. Yeah. Oops. Warlock says, how does HPAL feel? Great. Great is my one-word answer. Seems like there's a lot of group damage. HPAL profile is mostly single target, just spamming a lot of single target quickly. Yeah, but you cleave a lot. So you have 3 beacons. You have 2 big beacons, basically 3 scaling beacons, right? Where like it's, you know, tiered. That 2 are set on players, so like you can put 2 beacons on, like, just for example, like your 2 DPS, like say your Hunter and your Shaman, or I guess here like Demon Hunter and Shaman. And then your 3rd beacon will kind of bounce around for the lowest health ally. And how those work is like when you spot heal an ally, it will also mimic some of that healing onto the beacon. So yes, you're single target healing, but you're cleaving some in a way, you know. Do we need to pull this? I feel like we just go to the boss, right? I guess maybe we do. But yeah, it is a lot of single target healing. So it does have like a different healing profile. But you do have the option to take even more cleave healing. They have an option where you can drop 2 of your beacons and instead have a button that's a 15-second cooldown that basically applies a mini beacon to all 5 allies. So like every 15 seconds, like if you go into a dungeon, say that it's just a dungeon where you're struggling with all the AoE that's happening, you can swap to that beacon, which is also, honestly, it's a great option. And then now you're doing even more cleave, you know? It's like more spread of cleave. So that's always an option. But you also do... like you have other buttons that do AoE. Like you have your Divine Toll, which is just like an AoE 60% power Holy Shock. So it's kind of like a mini shock heal on all 5 allies. So that like can help in moments where like you just need a global where you hit all 5 allies. Like that's an option. Also, there's a talent where your Aura Mastery, which is kind of like your AoE, like you give everyone damage mitigation. It also procs a Divine Toll. So like you have 2 different ways that you can proc a Divine Toll if you desperately need it. And keep in mind, Divine Toll's on a really short cooldown. So like very rarely will you desperately need that 5-man heal twice within like, what is it, 30 seconds or 45 seconds? I was just playing a lot of Prop Paladin, so now I'm getting my numbers mixed up, but I think it's the 30-second for Holy. It's like very rarely will you... so we should be over there, I'm guessing? Very rarely will you need, like, you need to hit all 5 members with a single global in... like 2 globals within 30 seconds. For the most part, your spot healing's so good that, like, it'll handle it. It's kind of like whack-a-mole, kind of. Yeah, Holy Paladin feels really good. And also, you know, in a world of a bunch of cleave and spread healing, being the spot healer is desirable in a raid group. So, like, if you're... Picture, like, you're the CEO of, like, a little restaurant, right? Would you rather hire, like, someone who's exactly the same of all of your employees? I mean, like, sure, there's desire in that. Or would you rather hire someone who brings completely separate tools to the table? Like, they have different talents and stuff. You'd probably want to get that person. So, like, it's just nice to have different profiles in your raid comp, you know? Idiot Paladin had Crusader Aura on, said the Paladin. Yeah, I think Holy Paladin's really good. Holy Paladin's pretty good this year. Whoop, can't stay in there. I'm just gonna spin so I can keep looking at chat. Hopefully no one dies. But it is different. Like, yeah, it's very different from like if you're swapping from a Disc Priest to a Holy Paladin, there's gonna be an adjustment period, right? Like you're no longer moving all 5 allies' health bars at the same time. You're spending every global shock healing, basically, almost, you know. But it's kind of it's tuned in a way to where it can handle it, you know, and it has enough little passive cleaving moments that are also going to be like helping the other members. Dude, these people are standing in every swirly. First one that didn't hit an ally. Let's stun that piercing cast. Nope. My roll, I bounced off the terrain. Hey, when that happens. I feel like these mobs aren't really hitting that hard. Right? Oh, I think that tornado mob. No, the tornado mob like jumps at the end if you tag it. Maybe we've already tagged it once. I was wondering why I wasn't casting anything. I accidentally hit enter. I was just spamming 4 in chat. Okay, what is this guy's mechanics? I see a mark on me. Oh, it's just a knockback. Is that not supposed to be a tank mechanic? This guy types, I wiped on this twice in the story mode, haha, and then gets hit by a swirly. Oh, classic. They probably meant this part. Yeah, this part... I did kind of tank a bunch when I did this, like, follower dungeons, but... Yeah. Uh-oh. Domino's has it, and it's really nice and easy there. Oh, talking about the add-on. Let's see the myths this guy. Elegant 7, that one was for Saint because I gave him a rough macro. Ah, okay, that they wanted to do with action bars. Ah, okay, very cool. I was kind of wondering. But also I have such a bad memory that I was just like, oh, this is probably something that I read and then totally forgot. HPAL sounds pretty good with that context. Thanks. Been trying to pick between that and Ardruid. I mean, both are great options. I definitely think those are like 2 of the top 3 healers this tier for Mythic Plus. And for Raid. I think they're both going to see some play in Raid, right? Which, hey, do you guys want me to make a... I just realized I haven't made a tier list. This is like the first season I didn't make a tier list, but I could. I kind of want to make a video that's like a... That's like a combined tier list. So I'm going to make a one for Raid and Mythic Plus, both in the same video. Would you guys want that, or is it way too late to make it? I don't know when everyone makes their tier list, but obviously I kind of just make things at my own pace. But would y'all want me to make one for the weekend? Kind of giving my input on it, or let me gauge the room. What do y'all think? I might end up doing it if enough of you guys actually care. Because I'm sure, I haven't checked, but I'm sure surely everyone's already made their tier lists and stuff, right? Like I said, I purposefully stay out of the loop in that, like, in checking what everyone's posting and stuff, just because I feel like it keeps my content honest, you know? Too late, March 17th, we get a big M+ balancing patch. After that, I think it's more than good to make a list. Okay, well, I could make an early one. And then just say, like, hey, keep in mind that, you know, March 17th, we're going to see some tuning. So, you know, always keep that in mind. But also, I did wait this late specifically because, like, I don't want anyone to, like, fully make their decision on what they're going to main based on what I say in a tier list video. That's always the fear, is, like, you just don't want to make people play something that they don't really want to be playing. You know? If I make a tier list, put arms in F tier, even if it's... I'll do it, Nerdies. I will. Just make sure and put arms in F tier. Got you. Easy. Or I could just call the F tier arms warrior. How about that? And that way I don't actually have to load in the icon. That's too much work. Going to Google Images, copy and pasting an icon? No, I can't be arsed. Can't be me. By the way, can't be arsed just came out of my mouth, but it's because I just recently watched Cinderella's Story. Maybe that's not the right name, but the one... Do I stand in this? Oops. The one with Jennifer Coolidge and Hilary Duff and all them. And it reminded me of this Friends episode that Jennifer Coolidge is in, where she, like, is basically faking a British accent or something. I don't really remember it, but she says that, so I don't know. If you're wondering, like, why did he just say that? There you go. That's the train of thought. This fight just reminds me of Pokemon. If you've ever played Pokemon, you know exactly why. Well, if you played, like, early... Yeah, I guess early gen Pokemon games. Okay, I'm gonna soak this time. So I feel like I was supposed to last time. Ah, okay, yeah, so you don't take the AoE damage. Ah, so like the mechanic here is you have to soak the swirly, but the ice sliding kind of makes it weird. Let's wait till it ticks a bit, then we're gonna Thunder Focus Tea and Envelop Mist to start that Spirit Font and go to town. Trying not to stand in these tornadoes, but dang. They're catching me. Yeah, like I said, I'm having so much fun this release. Like, I feel fine no-lifing, you know what I mean? Like, I've actually played a lot during the nights. Like, I'm also, obviously, I'm working on videos. Like, I'm constantly cranking out videos. But I'm also, like, spending a lot of my free time just playing and, like, having so much fun with Midnight. I think it's so fun. So far, at least, right? What does this person get? Got a plate chest with avoidance. Nice. Let's see. I'm a content-consuming degenerate, so if you make it, I'll watch it. Hey, evasively, I love to hear it. Love to hear it. The AI version of this dungeon was just horror. Like, legit, the AI was worse. Yeah, I did this in Follower Dungeon, too, and it was miserable. Ooh, someone got boots. Wood roll, if I can. Because we got a leather pair of boots that potentially could be up for grabs. He might be, like, simming it. Yeah, let's see what's up by end of dungeon. We can roll. Okay, fair. Hopefully this guy's not one of those cringe guys that's like, well, we can trade loot. Give me what you just got, and then I can give you this. Like, that's literally not a win for me. Why would I do that, you know? If you don't need it, just give it away to someone. I hate when people do that. When you're in, like, M0s and someone gets a piece of loot that they don't need, and you're like, do you need that? And they're like, I don't know. You're like, what does that mean? And then you make it to the final boss, and then you get something, and they're like, I'll trade you for this piece that I don't need. Like, no, you can literally, like, eat that piece. I'll keep the one that I got. Like, good luck, buddy. Oh god, there's some serious punnage going on in this group right now. Everyone loves a good tier list video anytime, TBH. Okay, and y'all do know I put a lot of effort into tier lists. Like, sometimes I put a lot of effort into editing them, but I think the tier list that I want to make is just going to be me yapping because I'm going to cover so much, and I want to do it in, like, an efficient time manner. But I just want to feel free to yap and not, like, have to collect a bunch of footage to make the video. And, because tier lists are meant to be, like, played in the background of your gameplay anyways, right? So, but I'm going to, like, definitely preface it and be like, look, they're going to change things. So this is, like, a right now tier list. Also, this is based on this. This is where I'm getting my data from. And also, this is, like, my personal experience and that kind of thing. So let's just jump in, you know? But I like that narrative. Everyone loves a good tier list. Best with specific healer strengths / weaknesses. Yeah. So if I do one, I would split screen it. So I'd have two tier lists on the screen at the same time. Probably me in the middle. And I would say, like, so this side's going to be the raid tier list. This side's going to be the healer the Mythic Plus tier list. And obviously these are both a prediction, like that kind of thing, based on, like, my personal experience and data. Ooh, that crunch. Oh, it's this totem. That just nuked that guy. Oh my goodness. But I think that's how I would do it. Just keep it nice and casual. Just touch on each healer, their raid and their Mythic Plus kind of at the same time, or kind of go through it like in a nice little sequence. And yeah, we'll see. I know I'm not supposed to be spinning right now, but it kind of helps me just, like, read chat. I love... Oh, you should make a bad tier list to bait engagement. No, that's how you get, like... That people would... Like, my haters would love it if I did that, because then they would jump on that chance to just, like, discredit me. You know what I mean? Oh, rest in peace, Shaman. Can't stand there, buddy. But yeah, some people would... Cool. That was a swirly, but cool. Some people would love it if I did that, because they would just use it as a chance to just, you know, crap talk. But that would be funny. That would be really funny if, like, I put at the top of the healer tier list, prop Paladin. You know what I mean? Like, just, like, something way off. Yeah, the Shaman doesn't know what killed him, he says, but it was definitely the swirly. I love Mistweaver to BH, but I hate not having a B-Res. Yeah, not having a B-Res or a Lust does just make it hard to get into groups. Even when you're good, it's just sad. because a lot of like you can't fault people if you've formed a group and you've grabbed a tank and 3 DPS and you just don't have a lust. Like surely it's obvious you do want a lust, right? Like you can't fault people for that, right? Get some hots around. Also, this poor shaman, you can tell they're just not really like paying attention to the mechanics and stuff. But it's also funny because like I feel like every single cast is targeting the shaman. God, my haste is so slow. These casts in my global cooldown are painfully slow. I'm missing all that haste that I had last season, man.
Well done, Ananeko. You have passed
People who check tier list and reroll according to it is not on you. True, and I do, like, whenever I make a tier list video, I spend so much time, like, prefacing it. Like, I spend a lot of time prefacing it, and then at the end of the video, like, I also spend a lot of time. So, while that's annoying to a lot of people, I find it so important when you make a tier list video. Like, some people just simply put too much stock in a tier list. Which, like, yeah, we're basing it on, ideally, like, I would like to think that every content creator bases it on, like, data and stuff, but I do at least. So I'm basing it on, like, information that, like, I'm basically compiling a bunch of information that is usable, but also it's like, you gotta consider things are gonna change, like, things are different from the beta, right? Like, I don't know. So is this where the bears come alive? I guess not. Does Forceful Roar just, like, push you back? I guess you just have to dodge the bears. The bears. So this is what brings them alive, right? Can I take a few... Whoa, people! No! Help her! Help her! So that's what makes you take damage, is if they get to the mini-boss thing. Ideally, we don't drop them so circular around the room. You want to drop them kind of all on the same side so they come in a wave. You can all stack on that side of the boss, right? Or on that side of this little NPC. Oh, but I guess the NPC does move. Alright, GG. Come on, piece of loot. Also, hopefully I win the roll on the DH's piece of loot. Piece of loot! It's a staff, a two-hand staff. Very nice. Okay, very nice. We did have a one-hand, but now we don't have to hunt the offhand. It does kind of feel like a waste because that is redundant, but now if we get a really stacked offhand, we'll be set. Hell yeah. Look at us with a two-hand. Damn, just noticed LB Ninja as in YouTube Ninja. I kind of want to be like, depends on what you think of me. Whenever someone like recognizes me before the key and says like, are you LB Ninja from, hey, we get a roll. Whenever someone's like, are you LB Ninja from YouTube and stuff, I always say it depends on how the key goes. If we wipe first pull and it's my fault, no, I'm not. I don't know who you're talking about. Just a coincidence, you know. Hey, we got boots. Very nice, very nice. What? Oh. If so, love your stuff. Keep doing your thing. LOL, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Will do. All right. Let's see. We'll look at the haul after this. So we have completed, I believe, 7 of the Mythic Zeros. Yeah, okay. The only one that we have left is Void Scar Arena. I think I'm gonna call it there just because I know I have some things to go and do. Gotta bounce, but shout out to you, Sham, for sticking around. Yeah, that shaman, I mean, he was nice vibes. Nice vibes. Okay. But let's take a look at the haul. So we did 7 of the 8 Mythic Pluses. I still have to go and do Void Scar Arena, whatever the heck that is. This guy said "ni" in common, by the way. So combined, I got from 7 of the dungeon. I got honestly pretty good loot this time. So 1, 2, 3, because remember the one hand. 4, 5, that was traded. 6, 7. So it always it appears and it naturally appears nowadays. I can't not say it, right? I'm counting, right? Okay, but anyways, we got 7 total pieces. 1 of them was traded to us. Potentially 2 were traded to us, but we're on pace to get 1 piece per dungeon, basically, which is honestly fantastic rates. I also have this piece that I never equipped. Let me just double check the bags, make sure none of these slots I have a piece just hiding out. But I feel like I'm actually coming along pretty nicely. There are some pieces that still could be upgrades from like world quests if we proc a world quest to drop that slot. Like if we get a chest, that would be a nice upgrade. Shoulders would be a nice upgrade that we can hit. Like different pieces I still could be. Evasively says, put Disc Priest in S tier and show it in the thumbnail. That will make the comments pop. Okay. So it's funny you say that, Evasively. Whenever I do a tier list, I'll be honest, I kind of spoil the tier list in the thumbnail. Every now and then I'll just like slam Mistweaver in S tier, like in the thumbnail specifically, just to like, I don't know, make people, I think it's funny. But I try not to clickbait with titles as much as possible. But I do think like every now and then, like, would you fault me for slapping Disc Priest in S tier? Put like Disc Priest and Resto Shaman in S tier just in the thumbnail. I feel like I can do it once and get away with it, right? With how much I go out of my way to not clickbait on tier lists. I go out of my way to not do that. So I feel like I've established this credibility. So if I end up doing it once, it's okay. Oh, Jinx, you asked a great question. You said, what add-on am I using to show what pieces I have for that slot? Strap in, because I didn't know this for so long, but it's built into the game, Jinx. So if you go to your character select screen and you hold down Alt, that will show you every piece that you have on that slot. So once again, hold down Alt on your keyboard. It's honestly such a good feature, and to think that I went seasons without knowing this is insanity. So now you know, Jinx, this is built into the game. You can do this. Just hold down Alt, and it'll show you, you hover over, and you can see all your options for that slot. Fantastic function, honestly. Okay, let's slam some things on the auction house. Hopefully they sell for a good bit. We have a gun. Hopefully that's a good transmog. We have a shoulder piece. I mean, 3K. If these sell, they're pretty nice. 700. It's an agility staff, I guess, if I ever want to go Brewmaster. Let's sell these augment runes. They're selling for 1,200. I feel like they're going to sell more week 1, but I feel like we just offload them now. Maybe, or maybe I just keep them for the season. I mean, I want to do well this raid. Maybe we just, like, parse well. I don't know. No need to press Alt. Just go to gear sets. Go to gear sets. The third button on your character. Oh yeah. I mean, you can do this. So you can preset, which I usually do in a season right now this week we're getting a bunch of gear often, so I don't really preset gear. But what you can do once you finalize, like you get all this end gears, you can set up a preset for your tank spec. And you can set it to whenever you swap to Brewmaster, it's going to auto re-equip all these pieces of gear by clicking this little hidden cogwheel here. So you click this, you just set which one you want to assign the spec. So basically, if I swap to Brewmaster, if I had an updated loadout, it would swap to that gear and stuff. So it's really good for just like making sure that you guarantee your trinkets. I have a healing one, which is my raid heal or my default healing one. If I alternate between trinkets between Raid and Mythic Plus for a season, that's when I utilize both of these. So I'll have my Mythic Plus trinkets and like maybe a different weapon and stuff and all that. But yeah, that's what I think that's what you were referring to. Is Isilmeral? I don't know. I'm saying that wrong, but I think you were talking about this little arrow here. It also does the same function as well. I mean, it's both are pretty. Basically, it's just a really cool function, a very usable function. So either way works, right? But dude, we slammed. We only had one wipe, and it was basically because a tank died. So I think we slammed those Mythic Zeros. Honestly, we still have one. It's Void Scar. I haven't heard anyone ask about it or say it's hard or anything. Hopefully, we high roll a chest or a shoulder. I will be checking the map all weekend, clearing any world quests that give me any sort of upgrade or any like good usable loot. I keep pressing the wrong button. So I'm going to be checking the map for world quests. Other than that, I feel like this is a very successful week of grinding. Oh, one other thing that I need to do over the weekend, and everyone should do this, is you want to get your renown for the singularity to level 7. Get renown to level 7, and then you do this by grinding in the Void Storm, and then you'll get some kind of quest, and then you can get a 240 trinket guaranteed. So that's nice. Genticle said, "Oh man, I hate how lucky you've been." But okay, but also consider the last few seasons. I have not been lucky. I have not been lucky at all. So we were overdue. We were absolutely overdue. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to call a stream because we have been grinding all day long. Let's find someone to raid because it's always nice to hang around and someone, especially a smaller streamer, they, you know, even if like 10 of you stick around for like 20 minutes, that's huge. Like I was a very small streamer. I still am a very small streamer, but I was an even smaller streamer at one point, and just getting raided with 10 people was literally life-changing. It helped me push closer to my goal of being a full-time content creator. So let's stick around in this person, whoever we raid's channel, and chat for a bit and show some love. You know what? Vlad has raided me time and time again. Let's send the love right back his way. Send some people on over to Vlad. He's making a new character, so I wonder what he's up to. But I'm going to start the raid here soon. So hang around. Say hey to Vlad. But guys, I appreciate you so much. Y'all were amazing today. Thanks for hanging around. Y'all were asking great questions. Just honestly, just like very good chat today. Just hanging out with you guys. And I appreciate you. I will see you all on Monday. I love how you raid Vlad near every time, but make it sound special nonetheless. Well, I only raid Vlad whenever I see him because he usually ends after me. Or no, before me. So it is very rare that I get the chance to raid him. So I do it every chance I get, just because he's such a good guy, right? He deserves it. But that is funny. You got 3 belts and 3 trinkets. Ooh, barf, disgusting. Dr. Taco, it's been a minute, dude. Hopefully you're doing well. All right, let's start this raid. Everyone, get in there. Let's hang out and say hey to Vlad. I see his chat is saying my mouth literally dropped. His chat is saying that they're going to unsub to him, so he probably just dropped some peak knowledge that we just missed out on. But hey, let's get in there now. I will see you guys all on Monday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy midnight. I might feel frisky and pop a stream on over the weekend, so if you see me live, come hang out. But yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. See you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend. Let's get in there. And also, YouTubers, I appreciate you guys as well. Y'all were amazing today. Today was a quieter YouTube day, but I still appreciate you guys hanging out, lurking, just hanging around for the vibes and the questions and stuff. So huge shout out. But yeah, I'll see you guys once again.